I'm ready.
Hello everyone, welcome today for this cast on Max Team TV. Today I am with Meati. Hello, how are you, Meati?
Hello, I'm good, and it's really good to be here.
Yeah, because we
My
have
first cast with a Max team, so I'm looking forward to it.
we have important confrontation today because all the players have 5 wins, so they need a last win to manage to go in the top 16 of the Max Open Cup. We will have first En1gma against Bongo, then D0nkey against Fenghuang. But first, we are very lucky because we have Meati with us. He managed to make a top 4 at the last DreamHack, a very huge tournament, so we can ask him some questions about it. So first, how did you manage to build your own lineup for this tournament?
Great question. So I am part of a practice group called Meati Group, led by Captain Kitty. It's a group of around 10 to 15 strong Hearthstone players, mainly from Europe, but some from the Americas region as well. We practice together normally in the 2 weeks leading up to a tournament, play lots of different decks against one another to work out what the matchups are really like, because they're not always as they would seem from the statistics at the higher level of play. The matchups could be quite different. So I did a lot of practice with those guys, building the lineup, and Wyra, who won the DreamHack and is also a part of Max team, is one of my teammates in the Meati group as well. So that's how I prepared for it.
Oh, okay, yes, lots of preparation for this tournament. Not only bring the 4 best deck, sure. It was...
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good strategy, bringing the 4 best decks, and that's normally what I go for. I think arguably Rogue would have been... the lineup I took was OTK, Demon Hunter, Rush Warrior, Control Priest, and I can't even remember the last one, Anaconda Druid, which I think are definitely up there in the best decks. I think the only one that could be argued to be better than those is maybe Rogue, but I didn't feel so comfortable with Rogue, which is why I didn't take it. And I think that's a really important part of lineup building as well. You've got to go with decks that you are comfortable playing.
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. It was your first top 8 in a big tournament. So how it was in your head maybe to play important match? It was stressful maybe?
So honestly, I normally find the first round of a tournament the most stressful. And I think that was still true. Like, the first round, I'm always more nervous. Even going into the top 8 and the top 4, I wasn't as nervous as I normally get in the first round. I guess because you've kind of already proven yourself by the time you get to the top. But, I did get a little bit nervous, and particularly on some of the more difficult turns, I don't think I really played as well as I would have liked to have done in the top 8 and top 4 games. Probably I think mostly because I was a little bit nervous, yeah.
Yeah, I see. And did you manage some way to be less nervous, maybe for the next time, some way to improve?
Well, that's a really good that is a really good question indeed, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot. And speaking to my friends who play in these tournaments as well, actually, there are some lucky people who don't get nervous, but almost everybody gets very nervous before these tournaments. It's just a natural part of competing. And some people will perform better when they're nervous, and other people will perform worse. So I think first of all, it's important to know which one of those you are. I am definitely somebody who performs worse when they're nervous. And so my strategy for the last couple of tournaments has really been to try and just kind of not care, which it is hard when you do care about the result. But if I try really hard to kind of not care and treat it as a normal ladder game, I normally just do a bit better.
Yeah, I see. So thanks for your answers to those interesting questions.
Pleasure. Thank you for asking the questions.
Everyone who is competing, even at a lower level than you, will be interesting to hear your thought about competing in Hearthstone. So, okay, let's move on with the lineups of the first match of En1gma against Bongo. Right, so here we have Bongo lineup with a priest, a warrior, and a rogue. His demon hunter has been banned by his opponent. We have some strange cards in the Bongo deck. We have, for example, a Man-Creek in the priest. We didn't manage to see why there was a Man-Creek in the deck, but
yeah. Not so, I'm not so convinced about that Man-Creek, but what do we know? I mean, when there's a wife on the board on turn 4, we're going to be saying it's ingenious deck building,
Yeah, it can be a very good target for an Apotheosis, for example, if a Man-Creek wife can stick on the board. Let's see if it will pay off or not.
And you can pull it out with Thrive in the Shadows as well.
True.
Yeah. And then the Rush Warrior, I think, is a little bit more standard. Interesting cards to note. We've got the one-off Crab Rider and the one-off Warmall Challenger. I think most players now going for 2 Crab Riders over the Challenger, just because of the synergy with ETC and Rikara, all of the Rush stuff. But you can go one of either. And the particularly interesting cards here are Kresh and Mutinous at the top end. I think Mutinous is starting to find its way into the list simply because it's very good against 2 of the most popular tournament decks, which are the Rush Warrior Mirror and the AtomiK Demon Hunter. And the Kresh, a little bit more of an interesting inclusion. That one will be there. Primarily, I would have fought for the Mirror, although I am surprised to see a Kresh instead of a second Tent Trasher. I can't really think of a matchup where you would rather have that Kresh than the Tent Trasher, but again, we'll have to see how Bongo uses that card.
Maybe against Spell Mage, Kresh can do something.
Soak up a Devolving Missile, yeah, it sure can.
Maybe he was scared of Spell Mage. And yes, the Rogue is a perfect 13, we can say. 30, yes, with all the same cards in every Rogue deck list. No surprise here.
Yeah, not much there, but that one, standard list. And I like the lineup as a whole. I think what Bongo's done is he's taken 4 strong decks here. I think, these 4 are in the old meta before the Stormwind expansion. These 4 decks, would have easily been in the top 5 strongest decks, I would have said, in tournament play. So I think this is a solid strategy. Whatever format you're playing in, LHS, Conquest, take the strongest decks, get it done.
In King of the Hill, in Last Hero Standing, can't you be scared of a 3-0 from Rush Warrior with that lineup? Like with a Band Priest, you only have a weak deck against Rush Warrior.
Well, that is a good question. I guess it depends on how you see the Demon Hunter Rush Warrior matchup. Like, obviously, you've got a mirror there, but I would argue that Rush Warrior Demon Hunter, I think, is a very close matchup. If you had to put me on one side of the fence, which side I'd rather play in the matchup, I think I'd rather play the Demon Hunter.
Okay.
But it's very close.
Okay.
It's pretty much as close to 50-50 as you'll get.
Interesting. So, we can move on to En1gma lineup with a Druid, a Mage, a Priest, and a Shaman. His Priest has been banned, so we won't see that interesting Priest with Flesh Giant and Cabal Acolyte. But we have an interesting Shaman, a Doomhammer Shaman, so maybe that's why En1gma let Bongo's Priest open, but with a Ooze in Bongo's Priest, maybe that Doomhammer Shaman will be not that easy for him to catch a victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see completely different lineups here from both players, and the Shaman and the Mage are a kind of firm nod to the leave priest up strategy, and I am surprised with the leave priest up strategy that that we're seeing this priest list without the Enzof package, because I do think the Enzofs are significantly better in the mirror, but the priest has been banned away, so we won't get to see that.
Yeah, I get it. And then we have the interesting Jambra Maligus Druid. Maybe we can call it like that.
Yeah,
do you like
call
that?
it the Chambray Druid.
Yeah. Do you like that the
Call it
Druid?
what- Well, my preference is the Anaconda Druid. I think that was the best way to build the Druid deck before Stormwind, and this list has some upsides and some downsides. I think the main upside that my practice partners tell me is that it's much better into Rush Warrior than Anaconda Druid is. So we're seeing a Rush Warrior on Bongo's side. That's going to be a big plus side for this Chambray Druid. Against the Demon Hunter, it should be pretty good. Cards like Cenarium Ward, really good in that matchup. And then, is there anything kind of spicy about this list? I mean, we've got a Speaker Gidra in there as well. That can get pretty intense with the Arbor up. So yeah, this is a nice spicy Druid list. I'm a fan of this lineup as a whole. I'm interested to see which one comes out on top.
Yeah, En1gma lineup is not the most common one. We don't not maybe the best bring deck, but I like it. I think with the mage that is kinda strong against Rush Warrior in my opinion. It can put lots of pressure, dealing face damage and cleaning opponent board at the same time. So I like En1gma's lineup. So
the only thing I do want to comment on is the Demon Hunter ban. I guess the Demon Hunter does have an ooze, which makes it very favoured against the Shaman. But I would argue whether the Demon Hunter's really that favoured against the Druid, and I think it's pretty close versus the Mage, maybe slightly favoured against the Mage. But the deck on Bongo's side that I'm quite worried about for En1gma is his Rogue. Looking at that Rogue, I would have thought that it had good matchups into all three of his decks. So I'm slightly surprised to see the Rogue ban over a Demon Hunter ban, but we'll see how it turns out for him.
Yeah. Okay. So we can move on with the confrontation. Let's ask the players if they are ready. So yeah, En1gma will be at the bottom of the screen and Bongo at the top. Okay.
Not sure I've got Bongo's friend request yet.
Maybe you can send him a friend request.
Yeah. What's his tag?
I can send you in private message.
Yeah, go for
it. Right. Yeah, here it is.
Could you send me En1gma's one as well? I'm not sure I've got that.
Sorry?
Could you send me En1gma's tag as well?
Yeah, sure. En1gma's tag. Okay, here you are. Okay, it will start in
You're a star.
few
Thank
minutes.
you very much. Okay, just waiting for players to get into that first game, and then we will be on our way.
Yeah. Few seconds before the first game. So, what do you think of the open? What deck will with one deck the players will start?
That's a really good question. So when you're thinking about the first deck, not so important in Conquest, really important in Last Hero Standing. What these players are going to be thinking about is a mix of things. They're going to be thinking, which deck is most likely to sweep for me? Which one do I want to protect and save until the end? Which deck is most likely to sweep from my opponent? which of is there one of his decks, but I'm going to have to save one of my decks to respond to that powerful deck from. And then you're also thinking, what deck might my opponent queue first? You're trying to second guess them, see if you can get a 1-up. So looking at Bongo's lineup, like I said, I think the scariest deck for En1gma is that Rogue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him holding back his best deck against the Rogue, which is probably the Shaman maybe, or the Druid, until last. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see that Mage queued up first from him. And on Bongo's side, probably the Priest is his throwaway deck, because there's those two counters in the form of the Shaman and the Mage. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Priest from Bongo. What do you think?
Personally, I like to start with a deck that is not necessary to beat an important deck on the lineup. Like if I have only one good matchup against a deck in the opponent lineup, I will keep safe that deck to only use at the right moment. That's the way I am thinking when I need to queue. Right. So okay. Bongo is having some problem with his webcam, so maybe we just won't have his webcam during the confrontation.
Not a problem.
Yeah, sure. He's trying a last thing, and if it's not working, we will start right now. We can see it again. Important confrontation for both players. If you lose, you are out of the competition, and yes, you don't want to get out, because that has been close to 2 months that the competition started. Oof. 2 months of
it's a lot of time
preparing for each week, maybe a new lineup each week. So that's really hard to play in. So you really want, when you are at 5 win, to win the last step.
Interesting note on webcams. The Masters Tour now is making webcams a must. I think players have to play with their webcams on now.
Yeah, on Masters Tour, yes.
Which personally, I'm a big fan of that change. I think you think about the most iconic Hearthstone players over the last year, like Gabby, Dead Draw. It's good to see them on the camera, showing their emotion. I think it helps for fans to really get behind a player. So I'm quite excited that they've made that change.
I don't really like, personally, having the webcam a must, because maybe some players don't like how they look, or that's.
It's a very fair point.
Even with maybe if you don't really like how you looks like, it may be hard for some people to show to lots of people. But okay, the confrontation just started.
Oh, we're getting going.
En1gma at the bottom and Bongo at the top.
Look at that. Nail the matchup. Priest versus Mage. Unbelievable.
Yeah. En1gma can be happy of starting with that matchup, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a close matchup. Looking at the cards from Bongo's Priest, he hasn't got any. I guess he is running an ooze, isn't he? But he's got 2 light showers. He's got plenty of healing, so this could really go either way. This one.
Sure. But good hand for En1gma. You have Encounter's Flow. So what other cards can you keep? Do you keep Draw with a Flow?
Well, I mean, it depends on the matchup. So against a slower control deck like the Priest, I would be very surprised to see En1gma toss away the Flow, and I would quite like him to keep the Arcane Intellect as well. But he tosses the Flow away. quite surprised because guaranteeing 2 card draws after a flow would give him a great chance in this matchup. But not surprised to see Bongo toss all of his cards away. Draconic Studies is an overkept card in my opinion. Better to draw it later when you can actually play the dragon.
Totally agree with that. Can you imagine coin Lunacy on 3, then flow?
Well, yeah, I mean, he hasn't coined the flow on 2, has he? So at this point, I would not be surprised. Now, with the flow on 2 as well, probably correct. So, yeah, I mean, what would you do here?
I never played Spell Mage.
Never played Spell Mage. Okay. I mean, I respect this. We're going to have a spicy game, boys. We're going to have a spicy game.
Okay, so maybe coin Lunacy now.
Yeah, here it comes. It's coming.
Yeah.
Oh!
And it's a really good hand to play Lunacy, I think, because you don't have any 7-cost spell. So, Slam already in hand, and that's the best one.
Oh, wow. It just passes. I mean, I guess, I must admit, I am surprised to see him hold onto this Sefet with 2 Raised Deads in hand and float 4 mana. I would quite like to have seen that tempoed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Slam already in hand. Oh, I mean, this we're just looking at Enigma's hand in this game, aren't we? This is his game to lose at this point. That is a nice pickup of a palm reading to fill out his curve.
Oh, we have the new spells. That's really fun.
That's cheating. It's not allowed.
Yeah, it was in the rules. No new cards in this week.
I wonder which one it'll pick. I mean, the Elec Man has to be bad against Mage, right, with Devolving Missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer this pick.
It could have been the 8 mana spell, maybe, because sticking big minions in one is one of the only way to win for Priest.
Again, it's bad against that Devolving Missile.
Yeah.
But we have seen the first minions enter the board with a double water elemental from Enigma. Now, this lines up pretty well into that Hysteria, so I'd be surprised not to see that played from Bongo here.
Yeah.
But what does he spend the rest of his mana on? That's what he's working out now.
You need the Maligos maybe for extra healing?
Yeah, it's not a bad one, but his hand's already so full, especially with these 2 Raised Deads. I must admit, I think I kind of like the Noz. Just because it's cheaper. I mean, you don't want any of these dragons, right? Bad options. And the game's already going badly for him. But he does go with a cheap Noz. And he goes for card draw. Yeah. I would kind of like to have seen this card draw played first. I feel like, if he picks up the palm reading, which is probably the best one, he could have played the palm reading and the Draconic Studies and the Hysteria. And I think that would have made for the kind of perfect turn.
Yeah.
As it is, he has to go for Draconic Studies now over the palm reading because it doesn't quite work mana-wise, but he holds on to it.
Maybe on next turn he wants to play Noz, then playing the Draconic Studies. New spells. Oh.
Yeah, this is... I mean, look at this hand. My goodness, we have got... actually, quite a lot of garbage there. I mean, this is Nagran Slam, isn't it? That's the card where that should win this game. Oh gosh.
Okay, one strong turn. Oh, Man Creek. I don't think he's happy to see a Man Creek.
No, he's not, is he? He's not.
Right now.
I mean, imagine if that was a Condemn, right? Like, he's literally cut the Condemns from his list to put this Man Quick in. So what you're seeing here is Bongo being punished for interesting deck building. Cuts the Condemn. Look at that. Man Quick sitting there in my hand. So he's got to go fishing for it now.
Okay, Holy Smite.
Now, does he follow up with the Hysteria or the Void Shard? Has to be the Hysteria, right? I don't see him winning this game if he doesn't fish a Condemn out of this. And the Hysteria is clearing 2 minions anyway. Has to be.
Yeah, you're scared of maybe survival of the fittest on next turn. The +4/+4.
Okay, do you cycle that? Probably do. Gonna hurry up, though.
Yeah, flash heal on C-Tech.
No,
Okay.
it's not on a cycler. Okay.
Disagree. Yeah, it may be nice with a top deck
There's
Xyrella.
no way this Nagran Slam not coming down here, right?
Yeah,
No way.
3 attack is really good on
Here it comes.
deck.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that order? Oh, 3-5
What do you think?
are better against Soul Mirror, I think. That's why. Oh no, I'm dumb. 7 minions on the board, so that's why he tried first.
Exactly.
My
exactly.
bad.
But yeah, this is. I can't see an answer. This is. This has been a short and fast game. But I think. I think En1gma had the nuts and he played it well.
Yeah.
I mean, think about outs. I guess if this is a life or death situation, I only see one out, which is raise dead into the Cephek and flash heal into All Might Odd. Or was it against all odds? I think that was the only out in that situation. The Draconic Studies into Deathwing? Would that have been? No, he didn't have mana to play it, did he? So yeah, I think. Is he alive on board? He's technically alive on board. Not anymore.
Yeah. Too much damage, and that's 1-0 for.
1-0 for En1gma.
Yeah. No priest left for Bongo.
Which was not a surprise. I mean, we said going into this match, didn't we, that I expected to see that priest queued first because it was the weakest deck. He's thrown away his weakest deck, so now he can take some time to collect his thoughts, queue up his best deck against this mage. And the decks that are left over, the rogue and the warrior, are really the decks that are going to do the work in this series. I think this rogue in particular is the one we're going to see next, and I would not be surprised if this rogue sweeps up the series.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I like the way that Bongo started with his weakest deck to maybe to catch the good matchup on the next game. And yes, that's a rogue right now.
It is indeed. Looking at these mulligans from both players, I mean, Cold Neophyte is an interesting one. I'm never sure whether you're supposed to keep this against Mage because it does feel very powerful in the early turns. If your opponent was planning on playing their Incanter's Flow on turn 2, just drop the Neophyte, really disruptive. So I would kind of like to see that card kept. On En1gma's side, you've got the Font of Power. I wonder if we'll see that being kept.
Yeah, it's not the most common to keep Font of Power without flow or important cards. But maybe seeing that early minion can put the mage into trouble.
It's a nice way to spend your mana, isn't it?
It is.
See him holding on to one thief, which I think is a correct choice.
Oh, new minions. I would love to see the new Antonidas that is throwing fireballs, 3 fireballs if you played 3 fire spell on the last turn. But no Antonidas here. Sad.
Crazy card. Yeah, this Cult Neophyte not achieving all that it could have done because En1gma has rolled a 2-cost minion. But Bongo has a nice follow-up with a man crit. It does not get much better than that on turn 3 as Rogue.
Here you can just throw your man crit, try with the Neophyte.
I mean, that's the kind of biggest decision point of the turn, isn't it? Whether we do trade with this Neophyte or not.
If you don't trade, En1gma just have the free ping
He does have a free ping, but
that's 2 mana, yeah, so...
you know, are you sad if your opponent spends 2 mana clearing up your Cult Neophyte? I mean, I think it probably is correct to trade it off, but... Oh,
Okay.
What?
He wants to Brain Freeze.
Okay.
I really like Spell Mage in that matchup, I think, because Mage doesn't have any way of healing, so...
Well, I'm very interested in this play that just happened, because En1gma has chosen not to develop a man quick on turn 3, go for a play that's it's gone off mana and has developed a smaller board. So I wonder what his thought process was behind that play. And we've seen a deck of Lunacy generated again from En1gma, but no Incanter's Flow this time, so the cards coming off the top of the deck are going to be expensive.
I get it.
Another exciting game.
No Octobot, so Bongo's hand is kinda too heavy to go with a field contact turn. Maybe he need a Foxy Fraud to play with Sundal, but okay.
He's going to go with a field contact there.
He's going.
I mean, again, I'm not sure about this. I think I would have preferred to see a secret passage on this turn. I mean, this play is respectable because, unlike his previous 2 turns, this has been the highest tempo line that he can throw out. He's developing 6/4 of stats. He's spending all of his mana. He's disrupting his opponent's turn. So I do like that about it. But I feel like his hand is starting to run just a little bit dry. I guess you've got this secret passage, but I mean, the fireball coming out, it's worked. I think that the line has certainly worked.
Yeah.
And he's now going to be able to follow up with that secret passage, hoping to find some reload. Oh! And the Shadow Step is huge as well on the Neophyte. You saw how awkward that card made it for En1gma last turn, and he's now got to deal with it all over again. I wouldn't be surprised to see this entire hand splurged out onto the board.
Yeah, En1gma's hand is way too heavy. Like, even the minions he gets are 7 mana, 4 mana. Lots of mana on En1gma's hand.
I mean, do you play the... Yeah, I actually like this. Wow, Bongo's plays, first few turns, wasn't that impressed, but he's coming back strong. Oh! Do you play an Octobot, or do you Tenu the... maybe even Tenu the Cult Neophyte? Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah, the only way of coming back for En1gma was some lucky Lunacy spell, maybe a skull into something, and with all those Neophytes, En1gma can't have those plays.
Yeah. Bongo recognises that he's got him down very low. He's got the Alex Straza in hand, which he's going to be able to play in 2 turns. So with another dead turn from En1gma, I find it unlikely that he's going to be able to come back from this. But you never know. Lunacy can do some truly magnificent things. Completely dead cards coming off the top of the deck, though. Idle and Survival. Oof. Complete contrast to his last Lunacy.
9 damage on the board.
Getting close.
Yeah. Can have 5 damage maybe with a top deck Wicked Stab. And a Dag Face. Alex already in hand. Oh!
That gives him a fireball!
Yeah! And lethal next turn.
Yeah. And then he has to step the Neophyte, right? I'd be very surprised not to see the Neophyte step too.
Even Vanessa Shadow Step maybe okay. Only good plays here. Only winning play, so it's hard to say which one is the better. Because
it is, isn't it? I mean, I guess in Bongo's position, he's so far ahead. The only thing on his mind should be, how do I lose, right? And at this point, it's got to be randomly generated healing. So a card like Rancor, right? So, if that Rancor were to come down, difficult to say. I mean, maybe it was better to step the Vanessa, get the second fireball. But yeah, he takes the game, and like I said, would not be surprised to see this Rogue sweeping the series now.
Can be. Yeah, strong against Shaman also. How do you feel against Shaman with Rogue?
It's I would prefer to play the Rogue, I think, in that matchup. What do you think?
Personally, I am playing at worst rank in the ladder than you, so I feel favored with Shaman against Rogue. But maybe because Shaman is easier to play than Rogue.
Yeah, I think Shaman struggles against the board focused decks. So stuff like Face Hunter, stuff like Rogue, stuff like Rush Warrior, because really their win condition is Doomhammer, and you need a bit of breathing space to be able to play a Doomhammer. If you take a turn off the gas against a deck like Rogue or Rush Warrior, that board is going to pile up.
But Rogue is sometimes need lots of time to put a huge board. It's not Face Hunter, turn 2 you already have lots of minions.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, the matchup is closer than versus Face Hunter for sure. But somehow the good Rogue players, they always seem to manage it. They always just make these really nice wide boards.
Yeah.
What have we got from En1gma's side here?
Coin.
Oh, I like this. I like this play a lot. Using that coin to develop the 1 mana 2/3. Pure tempo here.
Yeah, the Note Taker is close to a Foxy Fraud. Just plays the card 2 less.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's strong on tempo.
Yeah, no, I like this play a lot. En1gma has he has to be playing for tempo, because if he gets off the board, he's going to struggle to get back on it. But look at this hand from Bongo. Picks up the field contact. Could even see a field contact this turn. Could step the fraud, play a prize plunderer, draw 2 cards, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, Guardian or Merchant should be great for taking a value trade, maybe.
Could even go for a Wicked Stab Orc Merchant, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be probably the highest tempo play.
I like it.
Looks like he is going to go for it, isn't he? Yeah. I like this a lot. Because you're using a Wicked Stab is a very poor card in the matchup, but you're using it to essentially give yourself a 3/1 on the board, which is probably going to push a lot more damage than a Wicked Stab to the face in the long run.
Yeah, you're never 4 off with a Rogue in that matchup. You have this on board, or you don't have.
Yeah. Like you see already, he's pushing 3 damage this turn, and it's just going to stack up every single turn.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I'm really surprised not to see this man quick come down here.
And yeah, maybe next turn we'll have the field contact turn. Can be okay.
Kind of tough though. Do you take a value trade? Do you play your prize plunderer? Not gonna lie, I would kind of like to have seen the prize plunderer come down here, because with the shadow step, I think you can fairly easily develop it. But he would have been punished by the devolving missile, so his plays worked out pretty nicely.
Kazakh. Yeah, if you manage to get Lifesteal Golem, sometimes it's just game, and Shaman can never go through the Lifesteal Golem.
I mean, do you take your foot off the gas, or do you... Yeah, you probably got to play the Kazakhs, haven't you? You're just not doing enough with this field contact at the moment.
Oh, +2/+2.
Well, there's not really much of a board left by the time you play it, I wouldn't have thought, but it's still the best option out of these ones. Really wanted to see the double 5-5, but the +2/+2 will have to do.
Yeah, but En1gma will have to play by thinking about it. That's okay. No, he has a golem in hand, and a golem can be a +2/+2. So okay, we may see a Storm Strike on a minion to trade with your head. A read? No, a read Stormer is the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Very high tempo line. Getting these Arid Stormers down as soon as possible. Taking control of the board, playing around that buff golem. Love it. And this is exactly the position Bongo does not want to be in off the board. But he has the perfect answer for getting back on the board with this field contact pop-off turn. Yeah, really like starting with a 1 thief, leave yourself with as much mana as possible.
Hot Strike is trash. You don't have Fire Spell.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, so Mask is
Has to be Mask. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ice Barrier, but I think the Mask is absolutely correct. Recognising that, you know, he wants to end this game before the Doomhammer comes online. He's already pretty close.
Yeah.
Now this is the hard part.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I'd really like to see a Shadow Step.
Yeah, but okay.
But he holds on to it. I mean, yeah, it's respectable. You know, he has a Jandis in hand, so hold on to the Shadow Step. I think is respectable.
Shadow Step, Jandy's Shadow Step can just be game at that point.
Especially as his opponent has not picked up a Doomhammer, and I guess the Shadow Step the Shadow Step on the Prize Plunderer or the field contact wouldn't have achieved a huge amount on this turn. So yeah, this probably was the best play.
Yeah.
Storm Strike is pretty good, but he passes it up, leaves 2 minions on the board, goes for a Lightning Bolt instead. I mean, he needs to play one spell to keep his Torrent active on 1 mana. Sure.
Okay, new 5-drop, but you keep the taunt as strong as possible.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, Torrent will be great, but do you know which one is the Illusion?
Well, you don't.
Do you trust that he pick up the taunt as a consistent one?
I mean, it has to be the note taker first, doesn't it? Yeah. And then he's got to take this 50-50. I mean, I think you'd be... The most likely one for sure is that he picks the taunt, and he does indeed guess correct here.
Yeah.
But I don't know, does En1gma get that information? I don't think he does he? So, as far as En1gma is concerned, this could still be a 4/6. And indeed, he just takes the double torrent, just decides to keep as much pressure on board as possible.
Oh, Runtak is strong.
Insane.
Yeah.
But he's already very low. I mean, I'm worried for Bongo here. All it's going to take is a Doomhammer off the top. And he picks the Rumfack. Unbelievable.
Oh, he wanted to mind game, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it really worth the mind game at this point?
I don't think so.
You know, keeping a Rumfack alive with this hand, I feel was pretty valuable.
I agree.
Look, he gets punished. But then I guess still En1gma doesn't know that this Rumfack is an illusion. He may hit it for 6. He is going to hit it for 6, yeah.
Oh, it paid off for Bongo. Huge.
Did pay off, yeah. En1gma is going to have to rely on this Instructor Fireheart, but when he's already in a rough spot, the wife coming down, the Mask of Cthulhu in hand.
Bongo is really close to end the series. He can just Merchant and Golem maybe, depending of his draw. Oh, Secret Passage.
Nutty top deck, absolutely nutty top deck. Oh, do you go for the Golem on the Passage? I think you go for Passage, right? It has, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be better than a 6/6. Yeah, this is he ain't coming back from this. But then he has a Fireheart. I mean, miracles can happen.
Sure.
Not want to play a Fox? Yeah, play a Fox. Just keeps getting better.
Okay.
The AI.
Arcane Intellect, yeah. The other won't see any play.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cheapest. The tradable one, right? To draw.
Or chain coming to an end.
That's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good. I don't think any of these answers for board state. I think Bongo's going to be going to 2-1.
Okay, X.
Take it. I mean, I think the only card that keeps him in it is the 1-mana spell that deals free to all the minions, but doesn't hit it.
Oh, Tidal for the next turn if you are still alive, yeah. Totally agree with that. Is it lethal right now? 3, 6, 9, 10, 6 damage.
Infinite damage. Infinite damage.
Oh yeah, the mask. Didn't see it. Alex, yeah.
And Alex as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely respect this mask as well. You know, going into the final game of a series, you always want to tilt your opponent by killing them with a created by card. That's a great play by Bongo there.
Yeah.
You know, he's thinking about the next game.
Okay, then
Here we are, 2-1. With the deck I thought would sweep it, the Rogue, and it's now got a matchup into the Druid. So what do we think about this one?
that's Jumbra Druid, right? The Druid can win by playing a huge Solar Eclipse Cenarion Ward to put lots of armor and lots of board, and then kill the opponent with huge 8-drop minion. That's the way of winning the game for the Druid. Just ramp and Solar Eclipse Cenarion Ward.
So there's one card in this Rogue deck which every Druid deck at the moment fears.
Cult Neophyte.
Cult Neophyte, yeah. But En1gma with this hand, look at this. He's got the double ramp now. All it's going to take is one big top deck, and that Speaker Gidra is going to carry him home. Even the resizing pouch is going to be pretty clutch here.
Sure.
But equally, I mean, both sides here, nutty draws.
Okay.
Very surprised not to see this Octobot activated. You've got to be thinking on En1gma's side about, on Bongo's side about the 4/4 Russia as well. Could very easily come down and wipe out this Octobot next turn. So I'd be very surprised not to see him cash in on it here.
Sure. So yeah, it will be Hog Merchant.
Yeah.
Trolley. But yeah, you're not putting lots of pressure.
You're not, but you are drawing cards, and a rogue with a full hand is a rogue that can apply lots of future pressure. So I think this is a perfectly respectable turn. Look at this, the double secret passage pickup as well. Bongo is not going to be running out of gas this game.
Yeah. That's Octobot with full hand.
Second Octobot with a full hand and an Org Merchant. So what? I mean, what do you do here? Do you go for the passage to try and pick up some more tempo, or do you go for your Octobot and just play everything?
Yeah, you can put your hands at a very low, very cheap, but to do what? Cheap cards to do what? You need to have some minions.
Yeah, I like the passage here.
Some man creep, yeah.
We've got to hurry up and do it though. We've already wasted half our time deciding whether to play it or not. But yeah, I think this was the correct decision, especially with the second one.
Yeah, just Man Creek.
Yeah, and is he going to cash in on the Shadow Step here, do we think? Because he could Shadow Step the Octobot as well.
I prefer on the Octobot, I think, with the interesting hand you have. On Man Creek.
On Man Creek. Okay, I mean, this is a little bit worse, I think, because you're taking most of your power off the board.
Yeah.
So Bongo is very much thinking about the future with this play. He's saying, okay, I'm going to, do your worst, En1gma, and then I'm going to discount my entire hand and just deal with whatever you can do. But I mean, En1gma has got, this is pretty nutty.
Huge Ghidra.
Absolutely huge top deck here.
Oh
yeah, right. Well, we've got to get going. We've got to get going, Bongo. Have we got 5 mana? We have got 5 mana, but
quick, yeah, you can just field contact Octobot, plunderer the Octobot, and let's go.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, there's only one thing on his mind. How do I deal with this 8/7? But I think there's only one way you're going to deal with that 8/7, and it's by finding the Shadow Step for his prize plunderer.
Yeah.
Let's see if he takes it.
Okay, in that order.
Yeah. No, you got to play your field contact. Because you've got to pick up the Shadow Step. No. Okay, well, he's not going to go for field contact this turn. I guess he's going to go... Is he going to go... Oh, he's going to go for the guaranteed clear. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, fine. So he's going for guaranteed clear over basically drawing his entire deck. And I think with... I guess he only has one Shadow Step left, so maybe this was just the best line. I mean, when you look at how it turned out, he has got a very large board now. And En1gma doesn't have many cards. One of those cards is Resizing Pouch.
Yeah, and it's close to a Zephyrs sometime.
Yeah.
And 9 mana, 9 drops are good in the game.
Absolutely.
You can get Izira, for example.
Yeah.
And that's...
I don't know about this innovate. I mean, so, using the coin to remove a 2/1, but you're taking an 8-drop over a 9-drop next turn. 8-drops are much worse than 9-drops.
Yeah. 8-drops have some strong bodies, but are not really good to play from your hand. Not cool effect or battle cry or things. That's just lots of stats.
Yeah, he's back on board again though. Has to be secret passage this turn. Has to be. Juice up the field contact for next turn. No, he's just going to go for it. He's just going to go for it. His whole hand is in play. Flurry is a really nutty pickup there, but he has to play the passage now.
Maybe Flurry, then
Don't do it
Passage.
first. Take your trades first. Take your trades first, Bongo. You gotta hit that stealth or you're gonna die. Yeah, okay, here we go. Now this is going to decide the game, what we get off this passage.
Let's see. That's not great. Oh, Foxy. Foxy is insane, right?
Well, we're going to find out. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, we're rolling now. Oh, we're rolling. Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh, Shadow Step. Wow.
Yeah, okay. Nice one.
Huge.
No, don't play it. Don't play it, man. Don't do it. That's it. Wow. Well, he's clung in there with that series of top decks. The scenario board, look at these 8 drops. These are above average. I mean, that Primordial Protector will literally draw a Scenarium Ward.
Weren't you saying that?
What a turn!
I heard somebody saying that 8 drops are bad. That using Innervate wasn't a good choice.
Look at this, there's so much damage on the other side.
Yeah. He has to be quick. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a handful of damage off lethal. I mean, but you know your opponent's picked up his Scenarium Ward, so I mean, this is rough. I think he may have to just go for a Devolving Missile or the Potion of Illusion. Can that do something crazy?
You can get the Spell Mage, but that's very slow. And if you let the Druid some time, he just will have too much armor. Too much armor for the Druid.
I mean, it's better than the other ones, I think. But I think we've timed out here. So he's going to have to play. But he basically just plays all of these minions, right? And
This is a teaching moment.
Nigma with the emotes as well. Yeah. See, if he'd gone a little bit faster, what he could have done here is, I think he may have been able to clear this 4-9 with the prize plunderer, but now this 4-9, because he's left it up, he's going to completely run away with the game.
That's game. So like keeps his game.
Yeah. I mean, the Solar Eclipse Scenario War would have ended the game anyway, but yeah. That's the thing about Druid. I mean, I would say the Rogue is favoured in this matchup, but Druid, you know, doesn't care what matchup it's playing because it has Wild Growth and Overgrowth, and if it draws those cards, it's going to beat you anyway.
And then Druid against Warrior, and I feel like the matchup is for Druid, right? Because Warrior is very slow to build a board, and Druid can just have some huge board that the Warrior will never clean.
Yeah, I think it's slightly Druid favoured. I think you're right. I think the really the real game winning card in this matchup is Scenarium Ward. Warrior does not like that card.
Sure.
But they have to get to 8 mana first, and Warrior, you know, if a Druid misses on the ramp, then Warrior has a lot of ways of stopping them getting to 8 mana. See, the Athletic Studies and Conditioning kept. So Bongo's going for the long game here. Very surprised not to see this played. Run fact, absolutely nutty. Put that card in your deck.
Yeah, you want some.
Ouch, yeah, I like this a lot.
Some mana.
Ramp into the Overgrowth on turn 2. That's gonna. I mean, you could also hold on to it. You play the Overgrowth on turn 4 and just get the double Scenario Ward straight out on the following turn. Yeah. I would kind of like to see that turn 5 double Scenario Ward. I think that wins the game. So go for the Bloom here.
You have to
see what En1gma does.
To count in your head, like what turn, what do you do each turn.
It's tough, right? Because I think, he's gone for the Innovate, and I think what this Innovate should suggest is that he wants to play his Innovate on turn 2, which I think is an absolutely fine line. I'm just questioning whether it's better than holding on to the Overgrowth a couple more turns and getting the double ward out on turn 5. But, he can probably still do some crazy things after. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe a Solar Eclipse Arbor Up on turn 7, for example. Maybe drawing Beast after that Overgrowth.
Yeah. I
Because-
like this pass from Bongo.
Okay. So, with an Innovate pick, you have to coin Innovate Overgrowth. No? Oh, he disagrees.
Well, no, because he's. I think this is. I think this is correct because he is being mindful of. I think what he now wants to do is pick up another ramp card with that resizing pouch, maybe, so that he can. Do the play that I was talking about on turn 5, but then he should probably have just gone for the. Oh, we got an early conditioning here, which it does make some sense because he's got a lot of stuff to play on the following turns, but. Okay, yeah, with that top deck of the Lightning Bloom, he takes a ramp. Yeah, that makes sense.
Runtak is here. Okay.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, that's got to be one of his best top decks because he was looking for just one card to fill the gap on this turn, and that does it perfectly. I like this as well.
So, how many
with
mana do
all
you
of this,
need?
all of this mana to spend. I mean, and he's going to be drawing 2 more cards anyway. I think taking the Innovates with the pouch is smart. What do you do on Enigma's side? I mean,
Oh,
do you play another Rumfack or do you play a Tent Trasher?
I think you're losing the game anyway by looking at En1gma's hand.
It does
but-
look like it, but he doesn't know that, does he? I mean,
yeah, you're right.
well, this Tent Trasher is very large. It's going to be a 7/7 when it comes. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Is it Bongo or it's Bongo, right? Yeah. En1gma is waiting. Okay, so Bongo just disconnected. I don't have the rule in my head, but I think that's 5 minutes for the first game. No, that's 10 minutes. My bad.
10 minutes.
But yeah, maybe just.
Oh, he'll come back. He'll come back. This
yeah,
game is just hot enough.
I think. Yeah, that's 10 minutes. Oh, he's back. Nice.
Nice.
Phew. Okay. Reattack.
I'm just creating 2 big threats.
Now it's time for Scenario Noir with Eclipse.
Has to be, doesn't it? Has to be.
I don't see any other play. Solar Eclipse Arbor Up is bad.
Oh, he's going to go for it though. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is a huge board, but with all of the hand buff that you've seen, I have to, I'd be scared of a Samuro here.
Yeah, was thinking the same thing.
And the ward is normally so good against Warrior. But I guess the incentive of this is that you do get a value trade on one of the run facts, and if the opponent doesn't have a buff Samuro, you're in a great spot.
Yeah.
Which Bongo does not. He does not have a buff Samuro.
But it was the only way to lose the game for En1gma. To go for that line, right?
Yeah. I mean, this Crab Rider. Wait. We're not going to attack with a run fact. Oh, Oh, I guess he wants Rikara to go into the 9-2, so he's going to play it. Yeah, so he's going to play it first to get a buff on the run fight. Yeah. Nice sequencing.
Whatever, Rukara was dying, so
Mm.
no need for her to be buffed by Runsak.
Yeah, this is nice. He's kept himself in the game.
Sure.
But the difference in hand size now.
Resizing with your hand? Oh, you have
It probably
Meligos.
is resizing at this point, isn't it? Yeah, because that's how we're losing, right? We've got infinite tempo.
Sure. Oh, that's a good one.
It's mean, isn't it? It's just mean at this point. Not really sure about the Iron Bark then, but it's just a formality at this point. En1gma is taking this one home, I believe.
Metanus is huge right now.
It is. I mean, Mutus is very large. If it eats this Malagos, look at the hand actually from En1gma. The hand is actually dead if he eats this Malagos. I wonder if he'll go for it. This is probably his only out. Like,
Yes,
from
but
Bongo's point of view, he knows that 2 of these cards are 0 mana because they were created by Resizing Pouch. Maybe from his point of view, the only way he wins is if he eats
by reading
a
your
Malagos.
by reading your opponent hands, you know there are lots of cards generated by studies. Like Mark of the Wild is by studies. Bloom is by the Pouch.
He
So
does take it. He does take it. Look,
yeah, that's
he's
great.
back in the game with this play. He's back in the game. I mean, he's still, he's got a mountain to climb, but he's a lot closer than he was last turn.
Totally. Yeah.
And from En1gma's spot, I think he's just got to go. I think he's just got to play just solar wild growth and hope it's enough. Just stick it both on a Divine Shield minion. No, he's just going to go for one. Okay.
You're putting lots of damage. You will have the weapon after Tyron die. So
But look, if we soloed it, he would have the weapon would have done a lot more work. I mean, now, Playmaker 10 Trasher, he's cleared the board because this 10 Trash is big as well, right? It's like 8/8.
it is.
Look at this, he's coming back. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And again, imagine if we pick that resizing pouch off of the nature
Oh,
studies.
what a naughty top deck.
He gets rewarded for keeping the solo. Now
Yeah.
he's back in the game again.
But not the best one.
He's squeezing in the hero power as well. I love this from En1gma, forcing his opponent to armor up or heal himself, making the Alexstrasza, it's demanding if the Alexstrasza comes down, but it does so on his own face. This is a wonderful play. And really, he's, Bongo really has just one option here. He's got to self Alex.
Yeah.
But it is a very large self Alex.
And then yeah, Mutanus on the 7/5. Okay.
Yeah.
En1gma has so much health points, so En1gma can just chill a little bit. Maybe just blank some turn and taking face damage. Like, okay, you hit me, but I have armor.
Well, you say he's got a lot of hit points, but I mean, Bongo has got 26 power on the board, 29 with that Ganog. Both players are just 2 turns away from killing each other.
Yeah. It really depends of the few next top decks for the players.
Oh, you have to hit face here. Like, has he still got a nature studies? It would give him outs if he hit face. But then it was it's always so difficult. For some reason, the less cards you have, it always gets more difficult in Hearthstone. I guess by trading this 4-3, he is forcing the Mutinous possibly to have to train to a 4-3, but he's potentially allowing the weapon from the Ganar to do so by not going face. So absolutely huge. We were talking about this tech, weren't we, at the start? And in a spot like this, it's a nice top deck. Wait, we're not playing the Ganar? Yeah, I guess the ETC is a lot of stats now, isn't it?
And the game is finished in next few turns, so I don't see where the Ganarg will have interest.
Interesting he chooses to take that 3 damage down.
Okay,
Or 4 damage from the
on
weapon.
Metanus is good, but so much board right now.
I cannot believe this game, man. I can't believe it. I went from thinking that Bongo was guaranteed to take the win to thinking that En1gma was guaranteed to take it, and then I've gone back and forth about 3 times in this match.
Yeah, a really cool game to watch.
Oh yeah.
And it's over right now, right? No way to En1gma to come back.
It has to be over, unless I cannot think of any card that gets in there at this point.
Lots of things happened, but right now,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
Bongo
And-
takes it. He is going to the max finals.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay,
Let me look about his tiebreaker. So that's over for En1gma. But I will look at Bongo tiebreakers. Okay. Oh, En1gma look really sad. Maybe about himself.
Oh. I mean, I think En1gma played very well this series. I think there were a few decisions I questioned in that Druid game, but I think the Mage game he played a nutty hand very well. I think the other games in the series he played very well. So I think he can be proud of himself after
Yeah.
that performance.
Sure, and for that good run, running 5-3 in that tournament is still good, so
Yeah,
he can be
very
proud of
good.
himself. Let's ask them if I can call them. Okay. Right. Okay, En1gma will come right now, I think. Okay.
Congratulations, En1gma. It's not En1gma, is it? It's going to be the other one, Bongo.
That's En1gma right now. Hello, En1gma.
Hello, En1gma. We were just we think you played really well, man. Very well played series.
Thanks, man. I mean, like, the last series I completely threw by not playing Rat Mitteness. I think that if I just, like, bloomed it out or whatever, I would have had, like, 100% to win, but I don't know, I completely forgot about the card and I don't know what happened.
You know what?
Yeah,
We
those-
forgot it as well. We didn't even realise until you started hovering over it that it was there.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this game is like so won. Even got the Tyrion, and I was like, I just kill him, right? And then, yeah, I mean, I guess it happens. Whatever.
I mean,
It was kind of
it's a difficult deck to play with Druid, and there are a few decision points. I think one of the most interesting ones was the Solar Arbor up on. I think it was when you had 7 or 8 mana over the Bloom Solar Ward. What was your thought on that play?
Was that the last game as well? I don't really.
It was, yeah. But I mean, the Solar Arbor up did make a huge board. So, and I mean, it put you in a commanding position. So, without that Mutinous, you would have won that game easy peasy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just want like the most tempo on board against Warrior as possible.
Mm.
But I don't know. I feel like the arbor up. Maybe it was actually better to do it the other way around, but I kind of liked clearing the 4-7 as well with
Yeah.
my bullet
The
runner.
value trade on the 4-7 was very
Yeah,
nice, very
it was
juicy.
it was super clean, so
Mm.
I kind of just went for that. I mean, I think that was also play to do that with the Cenarian ward, but I just like trading it off.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it was better.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we're focusing on the last game. I think, I think we said at the start going into it. I think Bongo's lineup did look a little bit favoured against yours. I think the rogue from where I was sitting looked pretty good against your lineup. What was your thought on banning the Demon Hunter over the rogue?
So I've played like a lot of games with this lineup because I played it in one of Czech tourneys. So I have a lot of experience with it, and a lot of the times when I was forced to not ban Demon Hunter, it almost swept me. So I was really afraid of that, and I also feel like you can beat Rogue with Shaman or Mage pretty easily, and you can also have a decent matchup with Druid. So I think it wasn't as bad as it looks, but yeah, I mean, Shaman, you sometimes don't draw your Doomhammer, and then it becomes kinda annoying. But yeah, I don't think it's as bad of a matchup for Rogue. Like I think that Demon Hunter is way worse for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, anyway, I think you can be very proud of yourself from those games. Very well played, man.
Okay, thanks.
And Bongo just joined us also.
Hey, congratulations! We got the winner here. He's going to the max finals, we think, depending on his
Yeah.
tiebreakers.
He will answer in your question in French, and I will make the translation. He feel more confident in that way.
So
Ouais,
how are you feeling about that, Bongo?
J'entends pas hyper bien, je sais pas le son, j'entends pas hyper
Yeah,
bien.
your sound is bad, Meati. Don't know if something happened.
My mic went on zero charge, so I had
Okay.
to use my other mic. How are you feeling after that win, Bongo?
Bah, ça va, bah, je me sens bien, hein. En vrai, le rogue est plutôt bien passé. Après, c'était, on va dire, un match, on va dire, qui compte, on va dire, pour l'honneur. Donc, non, c'était cool. Et puis, bah, ça fait un petit entraînement, donc c'était sympa.
Yeah, he's saying that Rogue was really really good. He's feeling well thanks to his win, but also saying that it was a training because this match doesn't have too much interest. But why doesn't have interest? You still managed to get top 16, right? Or am I wrong?
Non, je crois pas. Il me semble que j'ai un de mon tiebreaker, même en 6-2, je pense que je passe pas. Donc,
I think it's okay. I think you may manage to, because
peut-être, j'ai pas trop regardé, mais je pense que ça passe pas.
I
mais-
looked about it right now, and you may go through.
Ah ouais.
I think it will be fine for you. Really close, depending on the next few matches, but try
Ouais.
to put you
Bah oui,
on battlefield.
ouais.
Okay. But we will see at the end of the week if it's okay for you. But we have a question about Man Creek in the priest.
Yeah. Ouais, c'était une vieille liste. Je t'avoue que j'ai oublié de changer mes listes des semaines précédentes. Donc, ouais, non, la liste prêtre est pas ouf.
Okay.
La liste prêtre est pas ouf.
Man Creek was in the deck because it was old list, all the version of the deck. So he forgot to change cards in his deck list, but Man Creek wasn't
Ouais.
good.
Ah ouais, non, c'est horrible.
Okay.
C'est horrible.
Okay, so you thought that it wasn't a clutch match. It was only for the honor, yeah. But I think
Ouais,
it's top 16 because
ok.
they are not
Wow.
that bad.
Yeah, on verra,
Uh,
on verra. We'll see.
I think it will be fine for you. Okay, do you have some questions, Meati, about Bongo's play?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I think Rogue was a really good pick for you. I was just wondering there. One of the plays I was most interested in was the One Thief and the Brain Freeze on turn 3 against the Shaman instead of the Man Crick. What was your thinking on that play?
Ouais, ce play-là, j'ai beaucoup hésité parce que en fait, je me suis dit, ouais, en fait, j'ai tellement hésité, je me suis dit que mon cric, pourquoi pas. En fait, dans ma tête, je me suis dit, si jamais les néophytes sont tellement fortes sur mage que je me suis dit, est-ce que je la protège et ouais, j'ai préféré la protéger. Je suis pas sûr que c'était le bon play, mais ouais, je préférais protéger la néophyte, mais je suis pas sûr que ce soit ouf,
Yeah.
en vrai.
He wanted to protect his Neophyte for later in the game because Neophyte are very good against Mage. So that's why he decided to stay with a Neophyte on the board.
Yeah. No, that's sound logic, and indeed, the Cult Neophyte did basically win that matchup for you. So fair play. I don't think I would have made that one myself as well, and you won the game. So well played.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question, Meati?
Any other question?
Je pense que, après, si je peux me permettre, je pense que
Yeah.
j'ai mis play de ouf dans la game contre le druide. En rogue, hein. Je pense que j'ai fait de gros. Enfin, pour moi, je pense que je pouvais verrouiller la game et je sais pas, j'ai pas réussi à le faire et
Ok.
j'ai pas trop vu où j'ai fait d'erreur. Peut-être que à un moment, je dois peut-être remonter contact, mais ouais, je pense que la game était. J'ai l'impression que j'avais la game en main et elle m'a échappé en un tour, donc ouais, je pense que j'ai mal joué la game sur druide.
He's feeling that with his rogue against En1gma's druid, like he could have locked the game at a point, and he thinks he misplayed to not win that game. He was feeling ahead, and then everything went wrong. So
Yeah, I mean, there were a few points, weren't there? Like, I think I think there were some points where I perhaps would have gone for a secret passage over a field contact, because you did end up running quite low on resources in the hand. But you know, I know that quite more often than not, I don't go in on field contacts, you know, when I should. So I think it's always very difficult to know when you've got field contacts and secret passage in your hand which one you're supposed to go for. I think you were certainly very close to winning, and you know, the most important thing with that rogue deck is that you stay ahead on board, and you did stay ahead on board for most of the game. So it was a close one.
Okay.
right. Yes, that's all for me. Congratulations to both players. You both managed to make a good run in that huge tournaments with lots of great players. So reaching that point in the tournament is already really good for both of you. So congrats for taking, and
Well
thank you
played,
for
guys. Well played.
thank you for taking
Thank you.
part
Thank you.
in the tournament.
It's a very entertaining series. Well played, both of you.
Yeah. And good luck, I think, Bongo, for the top 16 in the next week.
Ouais, on verra, ouais, on verra si ça passe.
We will see.
verra.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Ça marche.
Thanks.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you, En1gma. Okay.
Fine.
So
Are we going straight on to our next match?
right now to the next match, but first we can talk about the new lineups of D0nkey against Fenghuang right now. So Fenghuang lineup with a priest, a rogue, a warrior, and a demon hunter. His priest has been banned, which is logic, maybe the best deck in the deck at the moment before the new expansion. An interesting
is,
Death Rattle Demon Hunter. That's really interesting. That
Yeah.
it's good in the game. I feel we have one glide to beat the AtomiK Demon Hunter. So having a very good matchup against one of the strongest deck in the game, AtomiK Demon Hunter, is really good. And you can also let the priest open by playing by playing Death Rattle Demon Hunter. So really interesting to see the Death Rattle Demon Hunter.
Absolutely. I mean, I was about to say that this lineup is the same as Bongo's from the last series, but you're absolutely right. It's not. This Demon Hunter is a Death Rattle Demon Hunter, not an OTK one. And that glide is a spicy inclusion. We've also, I mean, this is a very greedy Demon Hunter. We've got Enzoth, we've got Firewatch Post. This is max destruction, max disruption. You are not going to want to be playing against this with a priest. You're not going to want to be playing against it with a demon hunter, that's for sure. But I think decks like Rush Warrior and Rogue are going to completely run over this build of a demon hunter. But we shall have to see. Are there any other interesting cards in any of the decks? The Rogue to me looks pretty standard. It's the same as Bongo's list. The Warrior has got some Robes of Protection. Look at that.
Oh.
That's a 3 mana 2/4. Your minions can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Why do you think he's running that card?
He's letting priest open, I think. Yeah, he's letting priest open, so it can be good against Hysteria, for example. Just build a huge board on turn 5-6 before the Soul Mirror, and so the Hysteria can't do anything against Robes of Protection.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. And also against Maids as well, one of Warrior's worst matchups. It's going to be very good. I mean, interestingly, it's going to be very bad into a Rush Warrior mirror. And I'm kind of thinking, looking at this lineup, you know, I was saying the Demon Hunter plays badly into Warrior. The Warrior's not doing too great into the Warrior because of those Robes of Protection. I do wonder if Fenghuang bans Donkey's Warrior. I mean, does Donkey even have Warrior?
He did.
He does.
He banned.
He did ban it. Okay, fine.
He banned Donkey's Rush Warrior.
Yeah.
So that's the point.
Yeah. And what cards has he cut to put these Robes of Protection in? He's cut one of the Crab Riders, and he's cut a 1/10 as well. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, and a classic rogue, so we can move with the with Donkey's lineup. We have the Clone Druid, Face Hunter, and a priest, a control priest. The Face Hunter is actually pretty interesting against Fenghuang lineup, I think. I feel it's very favored against Death Rattle Demon Hunter. Face Hunter is good. And it's 50-50, I think, against Rush Warrior and Tempo Rogue. So that Face Hunter can put Fenghuang into trouble, I think.
Yeah. Face Hunter's a very fearsome deck in LHS. The interesting cards in this list, Imprison Felmore, some people are cutting that, but it certainly puts in work. Cult Neophytes, a relatively new inclusion in the Hunter. That's going to be a nod to the Demon Hunters, which would be Hunter's kind of, if it was an OTK Demon Hunter, it would be Hunter's worst matchup. But yeah, that's otherwise a pretty standard list. And what else has he got? He's got the Priest running a giant list with 2 Cleric of Anshays. I mean, it's interesting because this is actually looking at this lineup. it's really not a lineup that wants to leave Priest up, is it?
Yeah, Priest is up, thanks to Death Rattle Demon Hunter, for example.
Yeah. So we've got on the other side a Priest running South Sea Scoundrels against on Donkey's side a Priest without South Sea Scoundrels, a Hunter, and a Clown Druid. I mean, is this going to be a clean sweep for the Priest?
Priest against Death Rattle Demon Hunter is really hard. Really hard for the Priest.
Oh, I see. Sorry, Donkey has Donkey's banned the
Priest.
Right. Okay. Yeah. My bad.
Donkey
He had banned the Priest. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just being dumb. That's all.
It may happen.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, doesn't his lineup just get swept by Priest? But he's banned it.
Yeah. Okay. You were talking in that sense. Yeah. He banned the Priest. Sure.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, and then this Druid, which is the deck people will probably be least familiar with, the Guardian Animals Druid, running only one copy of Carnival Clown and Survival of the Fittest. So to cut those, he's fitted in a Moonfang at 5 mana, and he's got 2 Lunar Eclipses, 2 Broomsticks. So he's basically got the most early game that you can pack into that deck, trying to go the distance against decks like Rush Warrior and Hunter, all of those kind of more, just trying to squeeze in wins against those more difficult matchups.
Yeah, no Yashara, only one Survival of the Fittest, 1 Clown, so that's why he banned Priest.
Yeah, exactly.
That Root is really, really bad against Priest.
It
Just
is.
one Soul Mirror and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to have that Druid with a ban Priest. That Druid is the best matchup against Rush Warrior if you have a ban Priest, and Rush Warrior is a scary deck. So I really like playing that Priest in Last Hero Standing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think Druid is a this Guardian Animals Druid is very good in Last Hero Standing, like you said, for that exact reason.
Yeah. Sure. So okay, let's see if both players are ready to go to start the game. Okay. Okay, let's ask them. Donkey. Okay, Donkey looks ready.
Okay.
And okay, what about Fenghuang? Okay, Donkey at the bottom of the screen with just a black camera at the moment. Same question as the other game. What deck would you start? Do you think?
Great question. So going back to what was said at the start of the last series, these players are going to be thinking about the deck they want to protect, the one that they think is most likely to sweep, and they're going to be thinking about the deck that they have to protect against, the deck that's most likely to sweep them. And they're going to be wanting to hold both of those decks back to give themselves the highest chance of victory. So looking at Donkey's decks, so he has banned away the priest from the opponent. So he's got a rogue, a warrior, and a death rattle demon hunter to deal with. I think I think the one that could sweep for Donkey would probably be his Rush Warrior. We've already talked about that Rush Warrior being quite good in the mirror versus Fenghuang's build with the Rose of Protection, and it's sorry, I'm getting so confused. Fenghuang banned that warrior, didn't he? So I guess the priest then for Donkey would be the deck that he wants to protect, because again against Fenghuang's warrior and rogue, the priest I think should still be favoured regardless of that Rose of Protection. So and against the Demon Hunter, I think Priest can do just fine as well. So I would be surprised if Donkey queued his Priest first. I think the Druid is one that is going to do well against the Rush Warrior, but badly against the Rogue. So maybe he just throws away the Druid at the start of the series just to get a win in. That would be my thoughts, I think.
Okay.
And then I guess the Hunter has a lot of kind of close matchups. And what do you think about Fenghuang? What do you think he will queue first?
I don't see a place where the Rogue will be. Rogue will be important against Druid Ramp. Maybe the Rush Warrior is like your worst deck in Fenghuang lineup. Rush Warrior is bad against Druid, close against Face Hunter, and bad against Priest. So maybe starting with Rush Warrior just to see what your opponent is playing and then counter queue him. Maybe good.
Yeah. I could certainly get behind that. And if he does queue his Rush Warrior into Donkey queuing his Druid, as we thought, then it would be a win for Donkey. I think that does make some sense. I think from Fenghuang, perhaps his Demon Hunter is the one that he wants to sweep with. I'm not sure. How are we doing? Are we getting into these games where players are almost ready now?
Yeah, preparing to battle a friend. Okay, I don't know. I see Donkey looking like in his mind maybe he's thinking about which deck to open.
I think he is.
You can open with Face Hunter with maybe close matchup against all your opponent deck. It's only really good against Death Rattle Demon Hunter, but you already have your Druid Ramp, your Clone Druid to beat the Death Rattle Demon Hunter, so Face Hunter isn't that important, I think. I think starting with Face Hunter should be fine.
We got a rogue.
Oh, that started.
Priest.
Sorry, I didn't saw the yellow
Completely
eyes.
different to what I was thinking.
Okay, Donkey at the bottom, and at the top.
Not sure about these mulligans. I mean, Donkey. I'll probably keep the Scorpion from Donkey's side, and maybe Fenghuang you keep the Swindle. Yeah, just to guarantee that you have something to play. Yeah, I like this. Donkey offered 2 very expensive cards and 1 cheap one. Against Rogue, the cheap one is almost always correct, so I'm happy to see him go for that.
Yeah.
We got a coin swindle from Fenghuang as well, which makes complete sense looking at his hand. Donkey not very much exciting going on here.
Okay.
Roping up turn, trying to make his opponent think he's got something to play.
Okay, Right. The hand, Fenghuang's hand is really heavy.
Yeah.
He needs
I mean,
an Octobot maybe.
yeah, he needs an Octobot, doesn't he? That would be the card. I mean, he can play the second Swindle next turn, and then the hand gets even more heavy. But he's got a lot of stuff. It's he's going to draw his whole deck in this game. What does D0nkey go for? Does he go for the dragon or the scorpions? Kind of like to see the dragon here, just for the pure stat quantity. But D0nkey goes for the scorpion.
Hysteria is fine against Rogue.
Yeah, not a
Okay.
huge fan of Hysteria. This Fortitude could be. I think the Fortitude could potentially be very good with the second Scorpion and the Raised Dead. He could very quickly pick up large amounts of spells. Or he could go for Hysteria. He goes for Hysteria. And look at that. We were talking about it. It's going to be a very quickly played Octobot, I suspect. Maybe not.
Maybe he's also thinking at how the game will be in the next few turns. Thinking at all the options.
Yeah. It's just too good, right? I mean, we were just saying it like it's exactly what the hand needs. I mean, he's given away the fact that he's got this brain freeze now, but is there any merit in holding on to it? I mean, it's an extra card with a field contact, but then with a Swindle and a Secret Passage already in the hand, you don't really need one extra card, do you? So I think I like playing it here.
Okay, so maybe we will see the Crimson right now. Okay, still a Scorpid.
So I guess D0nkey's thought perhaps is that he wants to get these Scorpids in the Raised Dead pool. I mean, that's the only reason I can think of that he would play them instead of the Hothead, because the Hothead has significantly more stats. Okay, this is a Shard of Anaro.
Okay,
Just
so
gonna
one
cycle it
mana,
away.
you draw.
Yeah, okay. Making his deck slightly worse, but at the same time he's spending the mana. So yeah, I can get behind it.
Priest isn't drawing really much, like so.
Yeah.
It's not likely you will see the shard.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at this. I think this is a really good field contact, right? Because you can draw as many cards as you like, and then you've got the second Octopus and the Org Merchant to follow up. He's gonna give up his Org Merchant, cycle one more card. Yeah.
Apotheosis, okay. No way.
Demanding an answer from D0nkey, but D0nkey has a good check for this board with the Hysteria that he picked up on turn 3. I can't see any other way to answer this field contact. He could go for a risky shot on the Devouring Plague. I'd be very surprised if we don't see a Hysteria here. The Hysteria is not typically a very good card in the matchup anyway, so it's a good opportunity, I think, to use it here. And D0nkey agrees. another field contact. That's both Octobox, both field contacts. What a hand.
Yeah. He can do
What does he
so
go
many
for
things.
here?
He can
Yeah.
Foxy, cut no fight. He can just play Kazakus for the
Yeah.
next turn. So many options for Fenghuang and
Yeah.
only really good one.
I mean, I kind of like the. I've lost. Let me get back in the game. I've lost spectator.
Okay. Hmm. Crimson, he has to play it at the moment, right?
Not sure. I've lost visuals. I'm getting back in the game.
Oh, okay. Okay, good board for D0nkey. Maybe having 2 plague is okay, or another condemn, maybe to combine with plague next turn. Next turn you may play condemn and devouring plague to clean the board.
What is in wounds?
Ah, careful the rope. Okay, death. Okay, yeah, interesting on a golem, but this golem we have stealth, so no death on a stealth golem. You can't target a stealth minion, of course. Okay, secret passage. Are you back, Meati?
I'm close.
Okay, close to. Nice.
Yeah. My whole game just crashed.
To make a wager, friend.
So Foxy, one thief. Okay, great secret passage for Fenghuang. The branch freeze may kill the Scorpid, so that's strong. Oh. Okay, he will clean the hothead and try it with Kazakus. Okay, also interesting. Yeah, that's
I'm
better.
back in the game
That's
now.
better than killing the Scorpid. Yeah, he's right. So, okay. Palm reading first. Oh, plague. What can double plague do? Kill Man Creek with Scorpid. 3, 4, 5. You have a full clean with another devouring plague. So that's okay, maybe. You can also give the Divine Shield to your Scorpid to take value trade on the Man Creek.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Well, my game keeps bugging. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I still can't spectate these guys. Right, I'm gonna try and log in on another device.
If not, I can make you a screen share on Discord. But
Yeah, that might be the easy. If you can do that, that would be super.
okay, but if you can try with another device,
I'll try with another
Because,
device.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a small computer, so with the stream, Discord et tout, I'm afraid of a crash
problem.
of the stream,
See if we can get in.
and that would be terrible. So yeah, let's see if you can connect by yourself. D0nkey doesn't like what he did. Okay. So 7 mana, lots of mana for the rogue with a 9 card in hands.
Okay, right, we're back in now. We're back in.
Oh, nice.
Finally, right. Yeah, gosh, that rogue does have a lot of cards.
Yeah, and a rogue with that much cards is a dangerous rogue.
Yeah. Yeah, Janus does look pretty nice here, doesn't it? I mean, you know, Janus is one of those cards you want to get down as early as possible.
Yeah. But we can see that D0nkey have Condemn and Plague. That fits really well to clean the illusion from Jaundice. Okay.
And that is just why the priest is pretty good in this matchup. You know,
Yeah.
just keeps generating these insane answers to Rogue's boards.
Mhm.
I mean, what does he do here? He's got... He could go for a Mutinous. I mean, it's maybe the only turn that you'd be able to develop it, but at the same time, it looks maybe a little bit more like a Scorpid palm reading kind of turn. Yeah, indeed, he does go for that. Gift of Luminance, pretty sick on a Scorpid.
Yeah. But
He's surprised to see anything but that picked here. Yeah,
that's... Yeah,
palm reading.
you're right. So you can play palm readings and 2 mana. Gift of Luminance. You can draw for 0 mana, but I don't think it's worth it.
And you can also just play it, like,
Oh,
it gives you a death as well,
oh
and it
yeah.
neutralizes the Octobot, which this is a really nice line, actually.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
The only downside of this line is, if you look at D0nkey's hand, he's running out of stuff. He has got 1 Condemn as a board clear, and a Devouring Plague to do a little bit of work, but other than that, he's relying pretty heavily on Mr. Chronic Studies to get him out of trouble. So I'm not sure he's going to cut it against Fenghuang's hand.
Well, Fenghuang's hand is huge. You said it.
Absolutely massive, yeah.
Jaundice.
And he is going to make it even bigger.
Totally.
Is he going for the double... Is he going for the Neophyte Foxy Fraud, maybe?
Okay, maybe an Octobot.
What's he planning on doing with that Octobot? He can't damage it, right?
Yes.
No, it can't be an Octobot here, no way. Has to be the Cult Neophyte Foxy, has to be. Yeah.
First Foxy, yeah. Oh, Praise is good to clean off the Scorpid, but be quick.
Yeah.
The
And
rope.
Cult Neophyte, right?
The rope. Cold no fight
Yeah,
and
surely he
Shadow
wants
Step.
to, yeah.
Okay.
Don't even need to Shadow Step it.
Okay.
Oh, now that is the kind of top deck that D0nkey needed. Oh my goodness.
Full clear. If
Yeah.
he wants to.
Anyway, he wants, right?
And you
goes
win.
for the Zarella, he
You
goes
can
for-
play Naralex also. After playing Xeruela, Heal,
Good.
and
He
Naralex.
goes, yeah. So that it would be either Zarella here or Naralex, or the Mutinous Condemn. So which one of those do you like most? I think I like your suggestion with the Zarella Naralex slightly more than the Mutinous, because I feel like Mutinous gets better the longer you wait for it in this matchup. Alexstrasza looks nice on paper, but if you ever plan on Eluciating in this matchup, it gets a little bit awkward, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Malagos picked here. Especially when running low on resources. Does go for Malagos.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good turn, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether the Draconic Studies even needed to be played here, because like you said, I think I would have preferred to see the Zarella and the Naralex down on the board this
Yeah,
turn.
you would have a 4/4 on board instead
Yeah.
of a Maligos in hand.
Yeah, exactly. And still a Condemn in hand as well. Maybe his thinking is that the Zarella could be comboed with a Devouring Plague, which would be a pretty good argument for doing it this way around. Baron's Blacksmith, though, is going to cause all kinds of mischief.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Never mind. With that top deck,
That's a one shot, and okay, that's
never
8
mind.
damage.
I'm completely wrong. What was I thinking? You always play the Condemn last turn. You always hold on to the Zarella.
What? Yeah. That Donkey's list is not common with Desperate Prayer inside. That's why.
Look at the setup that Fenghuang's gone for. How much damage does he have next turn?
Oh,
This is insane. He's got He's got
8, 16. Oh, he can't play all of his cards. He needed a 7 mana Alex to play all. But the 16.
So how does he navigate this? Does he have to step the Tenwu or does he step the Alex? I mean, he doesn't want to Alex the 5/6, right? And if he steps the Tenwu, he could go Alex, Tenwu, Alex, double Wicked Stab next turn, which would be 29 with a hero power.
He can do that.
Just a little bit awkward, isn't it? I wonder if he's supposed to play the Secret Passage this turn.
Yeah, Donkey is already full life, so a lifesteal Xyrella isn't that important, I think. Okay, Alex on Xyrella. You don't like that, right? You wanted to...
Well, we probably should have Wicked Stab as well.
Yeah,
It would have been a little bit more efficient.
It's less damage in the throwaway. Here it's 8 damage.
Yeah.
That goes away.
Yeah. So he's going for the setup, right? So what he's got now is he's got 29 damage set up. So by poking Donkey in the face, he is representing lethal. Donkey has to hero power face or he will die.
Oh, Metanus on Alex.
Or he mutinises,
Tenwu.
yeah.
He knows it, right? With the... Be careful,
I think it's
Vanessa.
20 hits.
Oh, that's Tenwu.
Oh, the Kenwu. I mean, it's not the Alex, but it's probably good enough.
Yeah, just... Vanessa was good for Fenghuang.
Yeah.
But no heal in Donkey's hand, so maybe he can find lethal in one Sif. Maybe a fireball or something.
Yeah.
May help him.
I don't know if he's got enough damage to get that. I guess he's got to find... he's going for a mutinous off of Vanessa. Interesting.
Sure.
And then does he go...
Okay, trades.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So he's trying to take control back over the board, yeah, I respect this. I mean, the Ysera Awakens isn't going to respect it, but...
Oh. Now Alex in Alex, and then Zero Awakens is a full clear.
It does. It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It is.
Or is he going to go... Is he thinking about the Nightmare and the Devouring Plague, perhaps? Surely not the Malagos. Yes, he's going to go for an absolute madman. Maybe he knows is he guaranteed a smite though? If he's guaranteed a smite, then this is it's a really nice play because it allows him to develop a Malagos and get a full clever. He's going to have to go fast here. Oh, he's chickened out. He chickened out. Now he's going to get really punished if this Mutinous comes down and hits the Malagos. He is in big trouble.
Right. It's very greedy. Let's see. 1 and
He's
2.
going to hit.
Wow!
Oh, he hits the Malagos.
But wait, the Nameless can silence.
Yeah, I mean, you can Nameless Plague, but this is it. I mean, both players are completely dry on resources.
But Anti-Mirror will put another Nameless on the board, so Plague won't clean every. Oh, Flash Giant is good.
Yeah, okay, that's
Good
pretty
deck.
good, isn't it? Just got to get the order right. No,
No.
do it the other way around.
Respect. Mirror Entity don't play
Oh, thank
with
goodness.
our heart like that. Will he play the Giant? Yeah.
And I think even that's the second Malagos we've seen swallowed tonight.
Malicos Day.
Yeah, and I mean he's not getting there with this, is he?
That's still
Okay,
yeah.
do you Shadow Step the Mutinous? Do you hope that you poke something?
That's the last target for Shadow Step.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, it's the only line we've got, isn't it? And it's still not winning the game.
Yeah.
He might even he probably has information. I don't know if this Devouring Plague started in Donkey's deck or not, but
From the deck, I really think.
it was from the deck. Okay.
Kinda 90 sure about that. No minion in the hand.
Yeah, and that should be GG for Donkey. I don't think there's any way that Fenghuang can deal 26 damage with his 3 remaining cards.
I don't see it also. Donkey's having trouble? No, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, if Donkey's running a deck tracker, he should know that these are the last remaining minions in Fenghuang's deck, so shouldn't need to do anything more than clear the board. Yeah.
and
There we go. Game 1 is going to go to Donkey.
to the priest. So, how do you beat the priest? With Death Rattle Demon Hunter, I think.
Yeah, he's going to have to go for that Death Rattle Demon Hunter, isn't he? For sure. I mean, he's also got his Robes of Protection Warrior. Maybe he thinks that can get there.
Oh, I still think Death Rattle Demon Hunter is the deck
Yeah, I think
in Fenghuang's lineup to beat the
So
priest.
this is a matchup that the higher up the ladder you go, the more players I believe feel that it's priest favoured.
Oh,
But the stats would suggest that it's firmly Death Rattle Demon Hunter favoured.
even in top 1K Legends, it's favored, really favored for the Demon Hunter.
Hmm.
Even not in top 10, but in top 1K, so it's still good.
Well, I remember I remember doing a lot of team sessions with this matchup,
Mhm.
and it came out as pretty heavily priest favoured. I mean, with the glide version of the list, and with the priest nerfs, I imagine it has taken a little bit of a hit. Maybe I'd put it as a close matchup.
Yeah, okay. Interesting to hear your thoughts about that. So okay.
We do see on Fenghuang's side an absolutely monstrous mulligan with the razor bore and the glide. So if he tosses away the Talon, his hand should empty extremely quickly, allowing him to get the full value from that glide. Yes, he does. He tosses the glide away though. Interesting. Guess it's just not as important as I thought. Guess it is a low tempo play. What does Donkey do here? Gonna pass or play the Scorpion? A pass.
Yeah.
I like this because looking at his hand, it does look like that the turns he really wants to get to are the 6 mana turn, the 7 mana turn with either the New Zarella or the Soul Mirror. So I think it's completely reasonable to just pass this one up, save a coin.
Okay. Good hand for Fenghuang.
Oh wow.
We have another Xyrella that's player
Yep.
for later in the game. Oh, the
Yep.
shard is something in that matchup, right?
It has to be, right? I think it looks very good against a deck that is literally named after Death Rattle minions.
On Thailand maybe after. I don't really like the way that players had to build lineups with no new cards, but you still have new cards on the generation,
Exactly.
and
You can't get away from it.
that's have some win rate points in some matchups. The game isn't the same as before the expansion.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really not. It's a completely different place. So what does he go for here? Does he go for a Hysteria, which doesn't address the board at all, or does he go for a maybe you go Silence and then coin out the Zarella just to get max board clear? What do you think?
On that turn, no. By seeing Fenghuang hand, if you wait one turn for the shard, you win the game by Silence on Thailand. Because
Yeah,
that hand for
what Donkey's
Fenghuang
gonna do.
at the moment, no Skull, no Hilidari, Inquisitor, so
Yeah, I mean you're completely right. I think I would just would have coined out the Silence Zarella there, just get on board. But this is a nice line. I mean you really do. I think put Fenghuang in a very difficult position by waiting one more turn.
yeah. It's easy for me because I have the information on Thailand, on Fenghuang's hand,
Yeah.
and no Skull, no draw or anything.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely much harder to make it from where
Yeah.
Donkey's sitting. But it looks like Fenghuang is scared. He's sniffed a rat here.
I don't think he's thinking about the silence in his
I
head.
don't think he is either. I'm not sure what he's thinking about.
Maybe just more bored right now, because if he dies, he has a 1/1, and if Thailand dies,
Has
he
to be
has
now, has to be.
nothing.
I mean, this raised dead pickup is nutty as well, because he can get, he had a very good chance of getting another Zarella.
Okay, board back for Donkey.
Yeah. Oh, the glide.
But I don't really like glide in that matchup because after playing it, you just have a 4 mana
I mean, I don't
less
think
in your turn.
you don't play it here. I don't think, do you? But I mean, if you don't play it here, then you're gonna have you've got a lot of work to do to work it over to the right hand side. I mean, maybe you just say, okay, I'm gonna empty my hand out and then play it, right? But you know, if you wait all that time, the priest probably has emptied their hand out as well.
I feel like glide is just a bad card in that matchup. Just
You may be right.
just a dead card in lots of matchup and just crazy against AtomiK Demon Hunter. That's why Fenghuang has the card, but
I mean, there are lots of situations as priest where I have straight up lost to glide because you know, I've run them out of cards. I've got a big card advantage, and then I get glided out of nowhere. I don't think it's miserable in this matchup, but it's I guess it's not the most important card.
yeah, I get it.
He's going to try and pick up Isabella, but you see, you know, with every raise dead, every discover, right?
Wow.
That glide gets much better, you know. And look at this as well. The mutinous, right? The glide is set up. You know, it's ready to go.
Yeah, but you're losing lots
So
of.
he's not gonna take it. Like I. Oh, he's gonna take it from that side. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, it makes much more sense. You see, I mean, this is what always happens to me is when I'm playing priest in this matchup. You know, very easy for the demon hunter to dump the hand, and then all of a sudden this glide is good.
Yeah, I see. I get it. And it paid off, right? Because now Fenghuang has an Illidary in hand that he will play next turn.
Yeah.
Thanks to his weapon, so
Yeah.
will be a strong turn.
Yeah, absolutely commanding position now. Miss Lucia looking pretty unplayable because your entire hand would just get splurged out. Has to be Draconic Studies, right? Yeah. Which one does he go for? Mage Scribe? Yeah, Mage Scribe does look like the responsible option.
And 9 health points is very important on the turn 8.
Very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. But this pickup, the 7 mana card, oh my goodness. That is going to apply an insane amount of pressure.
Sure.
It has to be that over the 8 mana card. It has to be. It's so much more stats.
Yeah, because you have to kill the 3-2 in the Onyx, so you will finish the turn with 8-4, and that's it.
Yeah, I really don't like this. I think this is just not as good as the Blackthorn, the Briarthorn, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
From Donkey's side, this Plague is going to clean it up extremely nicely, so he's just thinking about how he sequences the turn with the palm reading first.
Okay. Hysteria, another one.
Yeah, it's a very good card in this matchup, that's for sure.
Is really strong.
Yep.
Oh. All are good. Okay.
Yeah, it's he's gradually gaining the card advantage again. Now, please, can we play this Blackthorn now? Thank you. That's more like it. Now look at that. If that had come out on the previous turn, Donkey would have been in serious trouble.
0 mana giant.
Oh wow!
Okay.
I mean, you literally could, because you could just stick Apotheosis on it in Hysteria, right? but I think we will probably just see the Hysteria and the Giant dropping. I mean, I guess you've got to be mindful in this spot of the second. You've got an ends off and you've got a second 8/8 to watch out for. Those are going to be on Donkey's mind as he's picking this Discover option. Okay.
Okay.
Seeing this just to clear as much of the board as possible. It's not going to be a full clear, but it's going to be a most clear. And that is a very good outcome. Oh!
That one isn't good.
Oh.
No giant for the
That is kind of a tragedy. I mean, yeah, you can't play it. I mean, maybe you have to play it though, because maybe you just have to go Giant Apotheosis, because otherwise, how are you responding to the big threats? I mean,
Gunarg, face damage, Smork for Fenghuang. 7, 8, 10 damage. One ends up or Illidary off for Fenghuang.
insurmountable, isn't it?
Okay, next top deck for Donkey. Okay, Renew. Here, 3 mana Renew. That's pain.
Got to be done though. Have another go.
Health point, right? Okay.
Wait, are we not playing?
No
we have to deal with this poisonous, right? We're not going to initiation the poisonous? Well, how are we going to win? We can't play the giant.
Oh, Donkey looks sad, maybe.
Not like this, Donkey.
I
Not
see
like this.
he missed, right?
Yeah. Waiting for a soul mirror. Is he going to find it? Condemn! That might just keep him in this game.
Condemned. Okay, no need to initiation last turn. He was right. Use that top deck.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you initiation last turn, you could have had an Apotheosis Giant on the board this turn, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why are we doing this? Why can't we play the Condemn?
To Apotheosis the 4/3 and have health point on that
So
turn.
we have an extra 4 for it. Okay, so having an extra minion,
Okay.
fine. Ah, this is smart. Okay, so he's saying, okay, well, now you don't get to play any cards. This is a very nice line. I like this a lot.
Sure. But yes, Fenghuang's
Yeah, that was very smartly navigated.
Fenghuang hands wasn't insane, so no.
Well, it wasn't insane, but you don't get to see what the next card was, right? Because
Yeah.
if that next card was ends off, or if that next card was the second demon, Donkey would be dead.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many cards there are left in that deck. There's 10 cards, right? So, Donkey, 20% chance to just die in this spot.
You're right. Yeah, you just deny one draw for your opponent.
And when you've got a board advantage this big and a pretty much guaranteed Apotheosis Giant sticking on the board, you can probably pull back and win
Yeah, I
from
understand
this
it.
spot,
Okay. Sounds
even
fine.
giving your opponent one of your cards.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, very nice turn.
Oh, Scorpion, nice top deck.
Yeah, that is a nice top deck indeed. Maybe a nice psych split.
Elec Mount is huge.
And
right?
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's gonna give Fenghuang some difficulty.
Okay, first skull right now.
Mhm.
Oh, bad one. Okay,
It's a
another skull.
very, very bad skull.
But
Yeah, that's not going to do it. Donkey is going to go 2-0 up with the priest. I mean, you've got to be a brave person to leave priest up in last hero standing. Very brave.
I also played the Max Point Cup and I did it during the whole tournament. Priest
Did
Open.
it go well?
Yeah, I managed to go top 16 also.
Wow. Well, there you go.
But I got lucky, I think, to beat Priest enough time. Because, yeah, Priest is scary. Even with Death Rattle Demon Hunter,
yeah.
we just saw it
yeah.
at the moment. And we can have a clean sweep by the Priest. We are already 2-0 for the Priest.
Mm-hmm.
And now
And
it's...
Fenghuang now has just one deck remaining. He has Rush Warrior. Now, normally this is a bad matchup for a Rush Warrior, but we did talk about those robes of protection. I wonder if they're gonna protect Fenghuang against Donkey's Priest. What do you think?
Oh, that's one card. You have to draw it.
One card, I know.
And
And not even that, like, even if he wins with this, he's got to go through Donkey's Guardian Animals Druid and the Hunter. I mean, this is arguably 3 bad matchups for Fenghuang.
totally agree. Really, really bad against Druid, and a little bad against against Hunter. So I don't see how Fenghuang can win that confrontation. Okay, let's go. Okay, Donkey is back. Okay. Let's game.
Donkey with the hysteria. Is he going to remember about that robes of protection? Is he going to keep it? Because normally you'd probably keep it in this matchup. It's very good. Keeps the nameless one. Guess there's a few good targets for it. Maybe hoping to hit a Rakara. Troublemaker, probably a little bit late for that.
Okay. Fenghuang hand is very...
Blessings to you.
You don't have your powerful cards, right? You don't have Watley, who is very important against Priest. Oh!
Oh, there it is. Coming down.
Robes of protection. No ways for Donkey to deal with it right now.
You're absolutely right. Fenghuang's hand is looking a little bit clunky, isn't it? Because the cards that he wants are, as you said, the conditionings, the Watleys, but he doesn't have any of those. Imagine you pick Powered Fortitude. It's already going to cost, 1 mana with this hand?
Yeah. You are looking for Xyrella, I think, with 2 Desperate Prayer. It will be a full
Oh,
kill
yeah.
at any time.
It would indeed. Yeah, I can't imagine this 4 mana card not coming down here. Really? You're not gonna? Oh, I don't know about this one, Donkey. I mean, you could have had a... you could have had a 7-9 on the board, and you could have had a board that you could actually have hysteria'd. So I'm not sure about this play. See, from Fenghuang's side, I mean, this is a huge top deck, this conditioning. But on the other side, the Rakara is incredibly powerful. Can he get both of them off? I think, yeah, he is going to go for it. He's going to forego the buff on the stage dive and play both of these cards. Now, this is where Donkey really starts to regret his life decisions, because imagine if this nameless one had been on the board this turn, right? We would have been able to clean this up with Hysteria, but as it is, we are struggling.
You're right. You're totally right. Okay, Nameless will come here. Oh, against Rokara.
No, this can't. No, but I guess the upside of this line is that he does have an Apotheosis to stick on it. Which it has to be, right? Actually, the more I think about it, this line does look pretty sweet.
Okay. Yeah, that's
actually,
a huge
that
minion.
did work out very nicely, didn't it? Yeah, okay. Never mind. Donkey's just better than me.
Okay. Okay, you maybe a 10 Thrasher to deal with it? Oh, here it is. Okay, you can 10 Thrash Rokara. Okay.
Pretty nice, yeah.
I made the right call for Fenghuang.
Yeah.
Oh. You can put your Flesh Giant. 6 mana 8/8 is okay, right?
Yep. It's better than anything else you've got. Unless you want to play a palm reading, but I'm very anxious about this this 3/5. I really want to contest it and try and kill it, because it's going to make our life, like, this is the thing which could potentially win the game for Fenghuang. Oh, Dark Moon Rabbit, though, is really good in this matchup. Is he going to go for it? He does.
And you can play your taunt to protect your robes of protection.
Yep.
So no ways at the moment for Donkey to deal with it.
Yep.
Oh, condemn.
Still no way to deal with it. But he can. I mean, he has a very nice value trade.
Condemned, right? You can play 3 of them, but it's really expensive. It's maybe too expensive.
Again, I would really like Power of Fortitude here, because again, if we don't keep a big thing on the board, this Road to Protection is going to continue making Donkey's life hard. He does go for the buff. I'm not surprised by it. And valuing the health of the minion over his own life, which I completely agree with.
No Dark Moon Rabbit for the moment. He has to wait.
Yeah.
Metanus. He will play it, right?
I really can't see anything other than Troublemaker coming down here.
Troublemaker with a big giant isn't doing anything.
Well, you say it's not doing anything. I mean, the giant has to trade into it, right? Because he can't Hysteria. Maybe he's playing around Soul Mirror, but I guess if this Mutinous hits a bigger target, then it looks like a genius play.
Yeah. Okay. If he wants to, he can kill the robes after 6 turns.
There's absolutely no reason not to play the Raise Dead here, right? I mean, dude. We're not playing a Raise Dead? Like, we're not dead to anything, right? 17... Yeah, so the most damage we could take next turn would be 8. So 8 from hand, 8 from board. We would have been alive if we played the Raise Dead. So I don't see why we wouldn't spend our mana on it here. I really don't. Because you have no more threats the entire game. Well, not the entire game, but you have no more threats in hand.
You
Feel
play
like
the
it's a-
rabbit to kill
it
the
has to be
giant.
Has to be a rabbit here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think this was a losing play from Donkey
Okay.
to not develop anything on that turn.
Oh, Mutanus. But
It's too late because we haven't got anything on board.
can Mutanus Hysteria on?
Yeah,
the
well,
pivot
he has to do it
Mutanus?
now. You see, this should have been played last turn. I mean, again, he's got to play it this turn, but no, and it's not good enough now. Actually, did he only have one? Has he only had 1 minion die? No, he had a Cleric of Anshay die, didn't he? Going now for the hoping for a 50-50. Still manages for a full clear with the Rakara. He's kept himself in the game, to his credit, Donkey.
Yeah.
You know, he recognised maybe he should have played the Raised Dead on the previous turn, but it's better to own up to your mistakes and make the same mistake twice.
Okay. Okay, Donkey still a 13 health point.
There's really only one play here.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Condemn, Plague.
Yeah, exactly.
Have full clear, yeah. You can't Mutanus right now. You are dead on board if you do it.
Yeah.
So he will leave an empty board. So Fenghuang can just go face with Alex. Just smoke Donkey's priest.
Yeah, and this Alex is a big Alex as well, a 10-10.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. Okay, Scorpion
Could
is
keep
a
him in the
thing.
game.
Let's see. Soul Mirror.
Yes, I mean even the Elec mount is pretty good here.
Both are good, but
Which is better?
I
I think it's the Elec mount, isn't it?
yeah,
It's just
you're
better.
right. You're right about it because you will have a 4/7 on board after that, and after Soul
Yeah,
Mirror you have a
and
1/3.
yeah.
So it's just better.
Yeah.
It's just
It is
stats.
better.
Totally right. I
Oh, yeah.
agree. Totally agree.
Priest, you just can't get them. You think you've got them. They're down to 1 card and 10 life, and they just get a card which was banned from a tournament. You know?
Cheater.
Priest.
Cheater.
Yeah. Come on, Donkey. You know what it has to be.
But, we are not used to play that card, so we don't really feel the power
No,
of the
he
card.
goes for the Soul
Uh,
Mirror. He goes for the Soul Mirror.
I can
I
see
guess the
points.
only reason why you would do this is if you think your opponent can muster up 10 damage worth of rush and the Alex can value trade your taunt.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, Fenghuang can almost do. He could have put 7 rush out on that turn.
And with the conditioning in hand, it would have been enough. But okay, Donkey hasn't
Look
won.
at this, Fenghuang decides to not armor up, not really sure about that, and leave the robes behind in the hand, which allows this mutinous to clean it up.
Yes.
I think we have to play this way.
Goodbye the robes. Are you afraid of your health
Because
points?
we can get giants, right?
Don't
I mean,
really think.
the thing is, right? If you don't play it and you don't hit a minion, then you're going to have to be afraid of the 2/2s, right? Because they're going to kill you over 2 turns. Yeah, look, there we go.
And the priest is going to win the game, right?
Well, we don't know, but it's looking that way. I mean, what the Rush Warrior needs, I think, is I think it needs a troublemaker, and I think it needs some of the trouble to go face.
Lots needs to go face. Because lots of health point for the priest. 10.
Another Soul Mirror. I mean,
12.
that should just about wrap it up. I mean, you've already got one in hand as well. But it's just always better than Hysteria, right?
Yeah, it's just better.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of an upside for Hysteria, but can't see any. So yeah. Okay, you can put your opponent at 7, but double troublemaker is 6 damage. So I don't see any way for Fenghuang to win the game.
Yeah. Even if he if he plays nothing, he's going to lose. If he plays his whole hand, he's going to get soul mirrored. Yeah, it's miserable, isn't it?
These old bones just keep moving.
And
Oh, he takes down the muteness. So buying himself some more time. I quite like this line, actually.
Hysteria? Okay.
Has to be the soul mirror, I think, with 2 of them in hand and your opponent having 0
Yeah.
cards.
And where do you hero power?
That's a really good question. It should be face, right? Because if you hero power one of these, you just basically tell the weapon where it should go. Like, I can't think of any breakpoints, but the hero power of a minion would matter against Samurai, maybe?
Yeah.
That's the only one, isn't it?
Oh, not a bad one, but do you...
Oh! That might keep Fenghuang in the game. No, never mind. Oh, it's really neck and neck, isn't it? Idol is so big. It's huge.
I wonder.
He goes for a raise dead. Interesting. Void Shard looking pretty huge at this point in the game as well. But the Condemn, I guess what the Condemn does is, he's probably thinking, how do I lose at this point, right? Because he's a head donkey. And the way that he loses is a top deck troublemaker, right? So what the Condemn does is gives him an answer to top deck troublemaker, because you can go Soul Mirror Condemn. So I kind of like it. And what do you pick out of these ones? Do you go for more raised deads? Yeah.
Troublemaker can only deal 6 face, so you're kinda
Yeah.
safe for donkey side.
Yeah. So Fenghuang probably just plays for Playmaker to trade off one of these 1/3s and make quite a large board.
Here for a good time. Here for a good time.
Okay. Fenghuang still have card on the board, so you still have a little hope but condemn, and there is no minion left.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Scorpid.
Yeah, I think the gift and the condemn in this spot should be just pack it up, right? I mean, you could also take a palm reading, but I think I honestly preferred the gift.
All the pick
Pick a
are
poison here, isn't it? I think
you win
probably
with
apotheosis at this point, like, because you're gonna stick a minion.
all the pick are again winning. Even the flash
Yeah.
heal you just gain
Yeah.
more health point.
Another soul mirror. Oh. Do you even take the initiation? Maybe you do. Just because you're never gonna need 2 soul mirrors.
You can take what you want.
Yeah.
If you just pick one of the minions, it dies on the Scorpid. Fenghuang is very brave to stay in the game.
Well, it means everything to him, Matteo. I mean, if he loses this, he's out of a max league.
Yeah,
You know, this is it. He has to stay in. He has to go for the,
of course.
you know, the chance that Donkey will disconnect, or that he'll just forget to play any of his cards for the rest of the game.
I'll just throw in. Okay, apotheosis to
Yeah.
make a big one. Okay, I will check the tiebreakers if Donkey may go through.
Yeah,
with a
check
win.
it, check it.
Okay, Donkey.
What is illusions?
And I can tell it right now, Bongo is currently 13 with his
Mhm.
win, so he will manage
Nice.
to get top 16. Congrats to him.
Fantastic.
If Donkey win, he's exactly 16 at the moment. So it will depend on the next match and the next days, but he could go through.
Mm.
And if Fenghuang would have win that confrontation, Fenghuang would have been 14. So it's even worse for Fenghuang, who has a guaranteed top 16 if he won.
Damn. So really, all that's happened here is, you know, one of these players could have gone to the top 16, but Donkey has denied both players the chance. But you know, I like that. That's what I like about Donkey. He's not going down without a fight. Gotta play it here, right? Miserable. He's going to be met with this Ysera now.
I wonder.
Could even bump initiation if he really wanted to. I think I prefer the Ysera. Yeah. He's back up to 10 cards again.
Finally.
Okay.
You got me.
Well, credit to Fenghuang. He stuck in there for longer than I would have.
Yeah, very courageous from him. to stay in the game. So let's ask the players if we can call them. Okay, Fenghuang.
Get him in.
Okay, we'll have Fenghuang right now.
Okay. Hey,
Hello.
Fenghuang.
Hello.
Hello.
Unlucky, man. Unlucky. How do you
Yeah, a little bit.
how do you feel about that series, man?
Well, first of all, I think I did mislead a long rogue. Maybe I think I didn't count it properly. One turn with the Electras. I'm not sure if I mislead there.
So I'm not sure. I was having some spectator issues in that game, but from what I could see, there was one turn where you had 29 damage and Donkey was on 30 hit points, and I think you correctly daggered up to give yourself the chance of the lethal if he didn't heal his face, but then you got mutinous. Was there another turn you were thinking you might have had lethal?
Yeah, it was on that turn. It was on that turn, I guess. But I didn't count it correctly. I think that I was like one off or two
Yeah,
off.
you were one off. You're one off.
Yeah. So I didn't run for it, and unfortunately, the Mutanus, it was the key turn for him, and then he stole my Tenwu, which was unable for me to then combo it.
Yeah. I mean, with the Apotheosis minion on board, it was going to be a hard time, like getting him below 30 life anyway, I guess. But yeah. I mean, you gave yourself the best chance of taking it, and you almost got it.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to saving everything, and my plan all along was to like burn him out. And then I feel that in some moments, like in turns 7 or 8, I was locked down on my hand because I didn't have any procs for the Octobot, and I have to hold it quite a bit and with my hand as well because I didn't want to commit even the Jandis without protection with Cult Neophyte. So I was trying to set small checks for him to try to see the removal if he was there, to bait some removal and to make him waste his resources, but I wasn't able to do that. And when I had the window, I didn't went for it, and then I was punished with Mutanus on that first game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was much of a punish. I mean, you had one line, and I think you had to go for it. So I think it was correct to make the play that you did there. You got to play to your outs, you know.
Yes.
If you can beat one small situation from your opponent, and you're not winning if unless you go for it, you know, you got to go for it.
That's true. And then, unfortunately, for the other games, I mean, I lost for the 2 new cards, the Shard of Narun, the Silence one. It was created by, it was campaigning against the Threat of Demon Hunter, but I think that game was stole from me from that point. And then I was unable to find some draw, and he turned the tide back, which is I think it was a very funny game because it was really back and forth, but well, it's Hearthstone, and then when he put it down and that spell, I don't know the name in Priests. I don't remember it.
Is it the one that summons 2 4/7s?
Yeah.
That was
that one that buffs the minion.
So he buffed your minion and cast a Hysteria. Was it that one, Priest?
No. The priest spell that he put it.
+3/+5.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. That
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
it was really huge for me
Yeah.
to deal with it. It's
Yeah.
actually to play around it.
Yeah.
But well, it's
Yeah.
Hearthstone, and we have to play.
I think there
it's
was only one turn in that game where I felt I was an interesting decision from you, where I think it was on turn 8. You could have played your Illidari Inquisitor, your 8/8, or you have the other option of developing the Blackthorn, the 7 mana card.
Yeah.
And I felt I would have gone for the 7 mana in that spot because it was a little bit more tempo. It thinned the deck out, so you had a higher chance of top decking the second Inquisitor or the ends off. What was your thought on that turn, going for the Inquisitor over the Blackthorn?
Well, since I have the weapons, one on the field, and I have to deal with the dragon, because if he buffs the dragon that was on the field, I can lose on the spot, and then I have immediately to trade it with Inquisitor. That was my line. And then I think it was like kind of bait to play the 7. I mean, I have huge stats on board, but if he has Illusia or Illusia, not Soul Mirror, or even the legendary, which I don't remember the name.
Soul Mirror, maybe, or the 4 mana one, 4 mana 4.
Yeah, the Zarella.
Yeah.
I'll be completely wiped out since I don't have any death rattles on hand to refill it. It will be kind of difficult, and I opt for the value trade there to make him have the removal, and then I could just top deck another one, or even Zoth, and steal the game. He was, I think, even in that game, he went only 1 card in hand, and then like these Scorpions were insane. They always gave him the right choices, and and we saw that also in the last series against Warrior. I mean, it was really, really hard to pressure enough against all those raised deads and Scorpions, and how much value they gave him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all. I did say you have to be a brave man to leave Priest up in Last Hero Standing, but I mean, you gave it a good go, but Priest it does broken things. I mean, there were some points in those last 2 games where I felt surely he must win now, but no, Donkey just managed to somehow claw it back.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, he was always find a way to get out of the woods. It was very, very. I think it was very close at some point, but then I mean, this last like 4 or 5 turns, I guess it was. I mean, I was against the wall and I couldn't do anything else. It was VGs for him as well. It was a nice opponent. Even I lost the series 3-0, but still, I think there was good games, and. Yeah, I think it was it. I was not on my best, I guess, but still, it was worth a shot. And thank you for having me here.
I think you played the games just fine, man. Thank you very much for playing, and best of luck in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Congrats, Fenghuang. Thanks for taking part in the tournament.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
And we have the winner here as well. We have D0nkey from Donkey.top. How are you feeling, Donkey? Yeah, I mean that's the response I would expect from a donkey. So, but you did very well. Must be very proud of that victory.
Can you hear him? I can't.
I can't hear him. No, I can't hear him.
Okay.
That's why I was saying I wouldn't expect a donkey to respond.
Sure. Can you hear us? Okay, I will text him something.
Fine. I mean, he's role playing. But yeah, congratulations, Donkey, on. Oh, you can hear. I mean.
Oh, he's checking his audio. Okay, let's wait for him.
Sure, he's got some. Sure, he's got some insightful words.
Yeah. And I'm really curious to see after the result on Battlefield if he can make the cut for top 16. it will be so close.
Yeah. Because we were just talking, D0nkey, in your last series about what your odds on making it to the top 16 were, and you're there at the moment, but we've got a few more games to play, so it's going to be very close. I do hope you can make it, because that was a very good performance tonight. Particularly, I think there were just so many moments where we thought you were done for. You had that warrior match. You went from having 0 cards to having a full hand, and then even in the against the demon hunter, I think my favourite play in that game was where you dumped your entire hand and just played the Alusha. It's such a great play, because we were just talking, there's a 20% chance of him top decking the second Inquisitor or the ends off and just killing you at that point. And, with the big Apotheosis minion on the board and giving him 0 cards to play next turn, just a great spot there.
That's kind of my favorite thing to do with Alusha, not like take away a combo piece. The game ends dully when that happens. You just dump your hand, play Alusha, and get the tempo. And this giant version, that can happen quite a lot, because you can sometimes like dump 2 giants for 0 and dump your hand and play Alusha, and then I have 20 damage on board. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I win a lot. I haven't played too much with Priest. It's probably my most uncomfortable deck out of these, but I won quite a lot of my unfavorables, on paper unfavorables, in that manner by just tempoing Alusha.
Yeah. No, I remember almost winning a game versus Warlock with Priest that way. It's always very satisfying when you pull it off. It's one of the best Alushas, the 0-hand Alusha.
Yeah, that's
there
great.
was, and I particularly like how you demonstrated the ability to learn as you went along as well, because I think there was one game versus the Warrior where you didn't play a Raise Dead when you had 6 mana. Or what were your thoughts there?
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Like, I didn't play it at all. If I skipped to Raise Dead, maybe it's because I played a minion that I wanted to have in the pool. I'm not sure.
So I think it was turn 8. You had 8 mana, and you had a Raise Dead in hand, and hero powered. And then I think you just didn't play the Raise Dead. But, the following turn, you did play the Raise Dead. I think that was the start of your comeback. And from that point onwards, I think you played you played a couple more Raise Deads as well. And, I was half expecting, because you are really afraid of dogs. I think you were in lethal range to certain cards if you played the Raise Dead. So I think it was a good demonstration of what I was trying to get at. It was a good demonstration of learning from a possible mistake, because you hadn't played the Raise Dead on the previous turn, but then playing it. Playing it on the second turn, it was still better than not playing it, in my opinion. And it probably won you the game.
I think I remember now. That was kind of later in the game. I think I mixed up the games or the turns. It's all a jumbled mess. Yeah. But I was just scared. I don't think one card right away killed me, but like 2 top decks in a row. There were 2 top decks in a row that could have killed me.
Yeah.
Considering my removal. So I didn't want to play the Raise It right away, and the next turn I saw that they didn't get that anything that prevents me from playing it, so I could just play it.
Absolutely, but yeah, very. You should be very proud of that. 3-0 against a great opponent in the Max League, and giving yourself a chance of appearing in the top 16.
I don't think I have a chance. I maybe had a very long shot before the round started if like the people with worse tiebreakers at 5-2 with worse tiebreakers than me, if they won their matches, but I think they lost their matches, and people with better tiebreakers won. So I might be in the top 16 now, but I think there are like 3 or 4 5-2 matches going on, and like 3 or people will definitely jump over me.
Have you
So
got your result on Battlefy?
I haven't yet. I haven't
Okay.
yet.
Because we can see together where will
I
you.
don't know if
Okay.
it's where the stream is at, so I didn't want to spoil anything by putting it into Battlefy just yet.
Okay. Yeah, I understand it. Okay, because if you
I
go
would
through.
really like to get top 16. That would be cool.
It
I like my only losses were against mages that swept me with 3 games each. That was kind of. Blue cards are very good.
Yeah. It would be
I hate the blue card.
everybody.
Yeah. I can add the score now and check.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I don't know if I took screenshots.
But the picture you want. It's not important. We all saw your
Yeah,
victories
I was on stream and everything.
on the stream, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But a donkey picture if you want. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 16 now. There's no way I make it.
16? Yes, because still
Still a couple people,
There's
couple
still
games at five
tiebreakers.
two with better tiebreaker. Yeah, it's sad to go out, but at least like it was a good showing. I think 6-2 is a good result.
Yeah.
I only lost against players that are better than me, so that's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you started with a very soft turn 1, right? Yes, you played against Yarla on turn 1.
Yeah, I lost against Yarla and Baby Bear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, two very good players.
Yeah, okay, they are very good players.
Unlucky to Yarla turn 1.
Yeah.
So, okay. But you managed to get a very good run. You even beat Warma on turn 2, so that's huge.
Yeah.
And
So
finishing...
I had some good games. Yeah.
Finishing top 20 in that tournament is really, really good. So congrats about those 8 weeks. It's really hard to play a tournament in 8 weeks, like every week, maybe a new lineup, some few change in the metagame. So congrats to be.
Yeah. My lineup has been basically not completely the same. Like build differences and stuff, but like I've had warrior, clown druid, and priest since round 2, and I really like it in the LHS meta because of rush warriors' strength in the meta.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a very solid foundation for any lineup. If you can tolerate clown druid.
There are other good options there, so maybe Mali Druid, but I haven't had that much success with it, so I didn't play that much with it. I've done better with the En1gma builds, but the En1gma builds aren't that good against Rush Warrior, so they don't really fit the lineup.
Not quite as good as the clown. Yeah, I mean, you've got a sweet lineup, and you've got a sweet. Ended on 6-2, wasn't it? 6-2 is a very good score, which you should be proud of. And even if you don't make the top 16, best of luck in in your future tournaments. I'm sure that you'll make a top cut soon because you've been. I play against you a lot on the in top 100 legend. So you're playing good Hearthstone.
Oh, thanks. Means a lot. Thanks.
Okay, so maybe we can finish the interview right now. So thank you for joining us, D0nkey, and thank you for taking part in the tournament.
I was very glad to be able to participate in this. So definitely thanks to Max and everybody who is involved in the organization.
Yeah, huge work from Max. So thanks for him. Okay. Thank you, Donkey. See you. Goodbye.
Okay.
So let's move on. It's over for now. We have a victory for Bongo, who will make through top 16, it looks like, and another victory for D0nkey, but it will be a bit hard for him to make top 16. But yes, he still managed to get his win. So on Max TV tomorrow we'll have two other confrontation: Xeno against Faeli and Mick against Cherry in English casted by Max. So I hope you will be there tomorrow. It will be also important confrontation where the winner may go through and reach top 16. So don't miss out the stream tomorrow. Thank you, Meati, for being with us this evening. It was really cool to have your view on the game, because you are a top player, one of the best maybe. So it was really, really nice to have you this evening with us.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on. It was it's the first tournament I've casted, so thank you for being gentle with me and guiding me along the way. Hopefully I'll be able to join you back on the casting desk at some point in the future.
Yeah, sure. So thank you, and thank you everybody who watched the stream. Thanks to the chat, and have a good evening, everybody. Goodbye.
Peace.